Hello everyone, and welcome to the IU Natatorium in Indianapolis for Indiana Swimming YouTube channel's coverage of Sunday night finals at Indiana Swimming SwimFest the long course championship for 224, sponsored by Speedo. I'm Eric Eaton, and I'll be joined on the broadcast by Griffin Hadley, who swims for the University of Tennessee. Griffin was helped us out with our age group preliminaries earlier this afternoon. Griffin, I'm sure that was saw a lot of good swimming there, and we've seen a lot of great swimming all week long. Beginning on Thursday, we've had 13 meet records broken, and I think it was like 7 association records. So as always, this IU Natatorium is really fast.
And Eric, it's the first SwimFest since 2016, and that's what's so exciting is I got to see the energy in the morning session, and that's not usually the case. Sometimes on Sunday morning everybody's like half asleep, but that wasn't the case this morning, and I think this morning's prelims set up a great final session here tonight where we could see that meet record number go up and up, and we've seen so many different records from so many different swimmers, and I think we could see some of the same tonight.
What's interesting about the 13 meet records, Griffin, they're all from the age groups, 10 and under, 11, 12-year-olds, and 13, 14-year-olds. The seniors who have swam their prelims at Center Grove High School this week have yet to join the party. We'll see if they can join the party tonight, although in their defense, in many of their events, the meet and association records are held by either former or current Olympians.
Oh, you got it, Eric, and that's because in non-Olympic years, this senior state championship meet in the state of Indiana is no joke. For example, some of the association records were set this year in 2024 because 6 of the U.S. Olympians are from the state of Indiana. It was the most qualifiers is the state of Indiana. Talk about all racers come to Indy on the diving well, more like all racers come from Indy. It's just been an incredible year for Indiana swimming.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier on the broadcast one of the earlier days, but of course Lily King, in one of her interviews after an Olympic trials race, talked about how Indiana is a swimming state, and I think she certainly hit that right on the head.
It is a huge swimming state, and back to your point about the records, they're tough. That's a big reason why they're not going down, because usually at this meet there are studs from Notre Dame, IU, Purdue, and then all of the other athletes that swim in college and then come home to train. I know I came home and swam several state meets for Carmel as a 19 or 20-year-old, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes for these athletes. So some of those senior records are just absurd, and so I'm more surprised that that number is not lower, because the age group records have been flying off the board, and they're just incredible feats every single time one goes down.
We're going to head down to Mike Miles, voice of the pool deck, for our first awards presentation to get the meet underway tonight. It's our awards ceremonies these were races that were swum last night here at the final session. 11, 12-year-olds and the 13, 14-year-olds in the 200 freestyle relay, and we'll head down to Mike Miles.
Association records broken over the course of the last 4 days, and we still have our evening session to go.
We'll get to Mike here in a moment. Let's thank a couple sponsors real quick. Speedo is an official sponsor of the Indiana Swimming LSC and all championship meets, and the Elsmore Swim Shop. The Elsmore Swim Shop is the official supplier and sponsor of Indiana Swimming and Team Indiana.
Ladies, go ahead and step up onto the awards podium. 11 and 12 girls, 200 freestyle relay, and there they are. In 8th place, Northridge area, their A relay, Strombeck, Bromley, Hembry, and Nelson. 7th place, Irish Aquatics A, Short, Martin, Sininger, and Weeks. In 6th place, Carmel Swim Club B, Sweeney, Hughes, Zhang, and Hong. In 5th place, Crown Point A, Hubster, Bood, Friendling, and Padilla. 4th place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers A, Morgan, Adams, Hare, and Gannon. 3rd place, Westfield Aquatics A, Morris, Gentry, Hendricks, and Efledge. Second place, Fort Wayne Swim Team A, Mueller, Hench, Williams, and Domer. And your 2024 champions at 11 and 12 girls 200 freestyle relay. They did it, establishing a new meet and Indiana Association record in a time of 1:55.05. Carmel Swim Club A, Paige Shannon, Libby Lale, Karen Preston, and Kate Allen. Outstanding job. Thank you, ladies. Our next award presentation, 11 and 12 boys 200 freestyle relay. In 8th place, Flashes Aquatics A, Dijon, Seeley, Jeffries, and Martin. 7th place, Indiana Swim Club A, Zhao, Schroeder, Chamberlain, and Wee. 6th place, Greater Evansville Aquatic A, Clem, Rosenbarger, Afifi, and Jones. In 5th place, Munster Swim Club A, Lindewall, Esperta Jorzak, Jerzik, and Johnson. 4th place, Boilermaker Aquatics A, Chang, Sturger, Burgess, and Yang. 3rd place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers A, Babcock, Chop, Davis, and Terrell. 2nd place, Carmel Swim Club B, Enoch, Hughes, Zhao, and Pangmanen. And your 2024 11 and 12 boys 200 freestyle relay champions, setting a new meet and Indiana Association record. Their swim of a 151.38, breaking the old record of a 154.06. And the Indiana Association record prior was 153.78, so 151.38, an incredible drop by Carmel Swim Club A, Francis Wong, Joshua Neuger, Blake Hadley, and Lynn Ray On. Carmel Swim Club. Our next award presentation, 13-14 girls 200 freestyle relay. In 8th place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers A, Eubank, Wynn, Lee, and Wolf. 7th place, Zionsville Swim Club A, Murray, Plawecki, Willard, and Hunter. 6th place, Munster Swim Club A, Geisinger, Bushman, Turfler, and King. 5th place, Fort Wayne Swim Team A, Trent, Pattison, Worrell, and Boland. 4th place, Dunland Swim Club A, Bonez, Law, Soto, and Kelstrom. 3rd place, Southeastern Swim Club A, Hayes, Walker, Bogards, and Dykeman. 2nd place, Center Grove Aquatic B, Yonke, Gonzalez, Lee, and Mayturn. And the 2024 13-14 girls 200 freestyle relay champions from Carmel Swim Club, their A relay, Allie Clark, Katie Daly, Madeline Yonkis, and Alexis Sereno in a time of 1:51.32. Congratulations, swimmers. One more award presentation to go. And now the award presentation, 13-14 boys, 200 freestyle relay. In 8th place, these are all A relays for these clubs. In 8th place, Summit City Aquatics, Sievers, Connor Collins, that's Patrick Collins and Josiah Collins. 7th place, Center Grove Aquatic Club, Groniger, Lavery, Ferris, and Quadros. 6th place, Noblesville Swim Club, Defoe, Vose, Tusky, and Wrights. 5th place, Indiana Swim Club, Kovacs, Van Sant, Zhao, and Marcioni. 4th place, Pendleton Swim Club, Hessler, Hollandunner, Hudson, and Ray. In 3rd place, Irish Aquatics, Barnes, Cummins, Wells, at Sawyer Wells, and Grayson Wells. 2nd place, Carmel Swim Club, Trin, Hughes, Wang, and Zhao. And the 2024 champions, the 13-14 boys 200 freestyle relay, Zionsville Swim Club, Elijah Schickler, Cooper McQuiston, Curry Slater, and Everett Heiser in a time of 1:42.74.
So we're just a few moments away from starting swimming here at the IU Natatorium. Sunday night finals here at Indiana Swimming SwimFest, the 2024 Long Course Championships, sponsored by Speedo. Let's set the event lineup at least to our second awards break. We just had the first. Event 109 will be the 13-14-year-olds 800 freestyle, the girls timed final, fastest seeded heat. Then will be event 110. 13-14 boys, 1,500 meter freestyle, the fastest seeded heat. Then events 11 through 116 are all the 200 individual medley, all age groups taking place in the IM. And those finals heats set by prelim swims this morning, both here at the IU Natatorium and over at Center Grove, the Center Grove Natatorium in high school. It's at Center Grove High School in Greenwood. So we're going to pause for the national anthem, and then we'll get the competition underway. Along with Griffin Hadley, I'm Eric Eaton here on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel, and we're about ready for event 109, the 13-14 girls 800-meter freestyle. The third, actually, it's listed as heat 1 on the heat sheet. It's the third and final heat of the event. Heat 1 on the heat sheet, as I said, the fastest seeded heat. It's going to be 16 lengths of the pool in the 800-meter freestyle. In lane 1, Leah Risley, a 13-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 2 will be Katie Daly, a 14-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3, Maria Daly, a 13-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, Haley Morris, 13-year-old from Westfield Aquatics. Lane 5, Christina Browning, 14-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 6, Liz Holds, 14-year-old from Elkhart United Aquatics. Lane 7, Abby Jane Averett, 14-year-old from Fishers area. And in lane 8, Elsie Tibbs, a 13-year-old from the Boonville Dolphins. Morris is the top seeded swimmer. She'll swim out of lane 4. Seed time entered in a seed time of 9:25.81. Lexi Ward set the meet record in 2021 at an outdoor meet at Forest Park in Noblesville, 8:58.69. Paula Stedick, the association record goes back to 1984, 8:43.92. It's an old one, and as we get the race underway, we'll tell you the time to beat from the morning prelim session here. 2 heats swum in prelims this morning, Griffin, and you were here for those swims. It looks like it was Mia Turfler from Munster Swim Club, a 14-year-old, posting a 9:41.65, so that's the time to beat.
And if you look at the heat sheet, Eric, that is faster than the second best entry time in this final heat. So Mia Turfler had an incredible swim during the prelim session of this 800 freestyle, as did the next 3 finishers, the top 4 from the prelims of the 800 free, which really was a timed final. They just had to swim it during the preliminary session. They all went under the zone cut standard. They all went under 9 minutes and 50 seconds, and that would have put all 4 of them in the top 8 seeded times going into the weekend. Obviously, they dropped 20, 30 seconds apiece, had some fantastic swims. I would expect it out of this heat as well, but great swims all around out of this morning's times.
Yeah, and I would expect that those 4 individuals you just talked about, we'll probably see some of them on the top 8 awards podium presentation coming up after a bit. Early lead here after the opening 100 is Morris out in lane 4 from Westfield Aquatics. So a couple of strategies at play here. Griffin, obviously she's got split times that she wants to try and stay on to achieve her targeted time, but also we've just talked about that time that she has to beat from the morning swim as well. She has to be aware of that.
She has to be aware of that time, but she's also going to want to swim her own race. I think for the 800 freestyle and the 1500 freestyle that we see coming up, it's about playing the field, especially if you are capable of swimming with the field. But if you're in lane 4 like Haley Morris, you have to swim your own race and do your thing. And Morris comes in with the best time, 17 seconds faster than anybody else in this field. And so when that's the case, I think it's just like any other sport. The goal is to not play down to the level of your competition, but rather do your thing, play your best, in this case, swim your best, and just do your job. And they've trained all year for this. Each one of these swimmers, they're distance heavy. They've trained for this race. It's just a matter of finding your pace, finding the spot that you need to be in, and then continue swimming at that rate throughout all 800 meters.
And for Haley Morris, about ready to turn at the 200-meter mark. Starting block in, 2:16.12 is what she went out in the opening 200 meters. The battle for second here behind her, lanes 3 and 4. Maria Daly in 3. Christina Browning in 5, 3 and 5. Lane 1, by the way, IU Natatorium at the top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom.
Yeah, and we talk about this all the time, and our director of Indiana Swimming, Tony Young, whenever he's on the broadcast, he loves watching the races within the race. And especially in these distance events, that's the possibility all the way across the pool. You can see it right here on the north side of the Natatorium. Haley Morris is out front, but there's a fantastic battle between Daly and Browning. And then there's a great battle between Risley and Holds in lanes 1 and 6 as well. So all of these different places, Eric, it's a timed final event. And so you might be racing the person in the pool, but you're also racing the girls that swam this morning.
Yep, that's definitely the case. Continuing to lead here, Haley Morris in lane 4. About 15 meters to go here, and she'll reach the 300-meter mark. And that battle for second rages on behind her here, lanes 3 and 5. Maria Daly and Christina Browning. Lane 2, by the way, ended up being open here in this final heat of the time final.
So Haley Morris leads. Fun fact about Haley, I actually had the pleasure of coaching both Haley Morris and Maria Daly back in my summer league coaching days. So that's a fun one to see when they start in Summer League, as most swimmers do in the state of Indiana. Most swimmers just start swimming in the month of June, the month of July, getting in the pool with their friends, figuring it out, and then they advance and get better and better, work really hard, and get to this point where they're competing for state titles at the IU Natatorium. It's really cool to see.
Turn for Haley Morris, far end of the pool. Each athlete a lap counter down there. Morris reaches the starting block end. She'll be halfway through the race.
Yeah, her counter helped her out with that split a little bit, so we'll see some splits that aren't quite right this 100, so hopefully they'll figure it out on the next one. But like you said, approaching the 400-meter mark, and this is where strategy comes into play. I'm sure you saw this a little bit in the distance session earlier today, but some swimmers like to make moves at this point in the race. There's different benchmark spots, whether it be the 200-meter mark or the 400-meter mark. Here's the halfway mark. It's time to maybe you turn up the kick, maybe you turn up the tempo, or really you just stretch out your stroke. You really don't want to be too physically tired after the first half of the race when you still have another 400 to go. And it looks like Haley Morris has a really strong, consistent kick that's continuing to allow her to build a lead in lane number 4.
Christina Browning in lane 5 now has opened up about a body length lead over Maria Daly, who is in lane 3, who she was battling for second place for. So she's about a body length lead over her for that second spot now.
Yep, you got it. Well, check these splits. I'm interested to see where Browning is. And there's a 36.4, so she's right on with Morris. And Daly's right there, too. So it looks like it's about a 5-second difference between Morris and Browning because of Haley Morris's first 250 meters. But now these splits start evening out because of the practice, the workload that these swimmers put in. They probably pace around the same times. It's just a matter of who can get out front and hold it, or who can hold those paces for longer than the other one. It's sometimes the difference is holding 36.7 to 36.0, and that could be a huge gap in this race. There's a 36.1 from Haley Morris.
Let's see what Browning splits here, 36.32. So Morris a little bit quicker now than Browning, and extends that lead a little bit.
Yeah, and then Browning extends that lead over Daly. So that's the race within the race. And here's another race for fourth. Liz Holtz taking that lead over Leah Risley in lane number 1. And these are the girls that we need to watch, paying attention to some of those times from earlier this morning, because I'm sure those girls from this morning, that's Mia Turfler, Lainey McCulloch, Ava Murray, they're probably on the side of the pool watching right now, looking if their name will be called for a medal after this is all said and done.
When the leader, Haley Morris, reaches the starting block end this time by, she'll have a 200 meters left. It'll be the completion of 600 meters. She continues to lead Christina Browning here in this third and final heat of the time finals, 13-14 girls 800-meter freestyle, as Morris is in lane 4, Browning in lane 5, and second and third place still in lane 3, Maria Daly.
So the middle of the pool is where the front of the race is, and then there's the race within the race as well. Haley Morris has been really consistent. There's another 36 low from Haley Morris. Really good stuff there. And then 36 mids for Christina Browning. And like I said before, Christina Browning comes in with a best time that's 17 seconds slower than Haley Morris's best time. She's not 17 seconds behind right now, and neither is Maria Daly. And so when you have someone like that who already has the Speedo sectional cut, that's a great person to chase, especially in a distance race. And so that's the most fun part, is we can see some crazy swims, some out-of-this-world swims that these swimmers might not have been able to do, say, if they were in a time trial by themselves. But the competition at the Indiana Swimming SwimFest is so good, and it's just so pure, because these racers, all they want to do is race. They don't really care necessarily about what time they're going. They're just trying to get better. And there's Browning dropping down a little bit more, just trying to have that best swim, and everybody's just trying to go best times. And it seems like we'll see some of those tonight as well.
Bell lap coming up here for your leader, Haley Morris in lane 4, the 13-year-old from Westfield. Again, the time to beat from the morning session in this time final, 9:41.65.
So Morris is going to flip at 8:17. So it looks like she's going to be right around her best time, maybe a little bit over. And Christina Browning could mess around and have a fantastic swim here if she holds on to those 36 mids.
Came in with entry time of 9:42.02 did Browning in lane 5.
I think Mia Turfler and Lainey McCulloch from this morning are also going to get in there for sure.
Final turn now coming up north end of the pool here for Morris in lane 4. 13-14 girls 800-meter freestyle.
So it looks like Haley Morris going to be right around that 9:30 mark. And then everybody else is trying to chase. So how close can you get to 9:30? Can you get under 9:40? Those are kind of the times they're looking for. That Speedo sectional cut, Eric, 9:31.89. That's a great benchmark there for these swimmers.
Here comes Haley Morris. She's going to win this event, the 13-14 girls 800-meter freestyle, as well as this heat. Time of 9:28.80.
There's Christina Browning in second, 9:35.40. Great swim for her 7-second best time, and a 7-second best time for Maria Daly as well in lane number 3.
Yeah, 9:40.28 for Daly, so that'll be good for third overall in the event. Second overall for Christina Browning, 9:41.65 from this morning is going to take fourth place on the awards podium for Mia Turfler coming up here after bit.
And it looks like 5 swimmers, or 4 swimmers from this morning, rather, might get on this podium, which is pretty unheard of for an 800.
Crazy.
Well, it just speaks to the incredible swim of this morning, but both heats were really good because some of these ladies were entered on yards times, 1,000 times, and so they were really good, ready to go long course. And then that first heat of 800s was just blazing fast. And we see that right here where a slew of them will end up on the awards podium when we get to that first awards break after the conclusion of all the 200 IMs that we have coming up.
Next up is going to be event 10, 13-14 boys, 1,500-meter freestyle, the mile. 4 heats of time finals. The first 3 swum in the prelim session, the morning prelim session this morning. So we've got heat 1 on the heat sheet, actually the fourth and final heat, really fastest seeded heat coming up here. In lane 1, it'll be Austin Pritz, 14-year-old from the Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 2, Cam Lasley, 14-year-old from Capital Aquatics. Lane 3, Landon Lewis, 14-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4 will be Joshua Pendleton, 14-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 5, Sawyer Wells, 14-year-old Irish Aquatics. Lane 6, Gavin Gannon, 14-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 7, Hank Calhoun, 14-year-old from the Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 8, Bryce Salvadori, 14-year-old from the Southeastern Swim Club. Josh Pendleton in lane 4. Seed is the top seed with an entry time of 17:12.08. Your top time from the morning session was posted by Zachy Akhtar of Fishers area, 14-year-old in time of 17:48.29. So that's the time to beat. Meet and association records, by the way, Michael Brenniger holds them both. A meet record set in 2014, 16:22.23, and the association record set the same year, 15:47.96 is that time. And Griffin, let's talk. We just saw the 800, now the mile for the 13-14 boys. Talk a little bit about the difference in strategies here.
Yeah, so at first glance, this 1500 is just a longer race. Yeah. And I really do like the 800. There's a little bit more speed involved. And with this 1500, it's really about leaning in to a stroke that is a little bit uncomfortable that you can hold for a really long time. And what some of my coaches would always say is this race or this training is about getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And so that's what these guys have to do. They have to get out to a great start, and they have to get comfortable in an uncomfortable place, which is a heart rate right around, 150, 160, where you're really moving, you're really working hard, but you can't push too hard because you got to race for 17 minutes or 18 minutes. And when you're swimming hard for 18 minutes, your back starts to get red, your face starts to get red. You really got to start exhaling. And so it's all about staying calm under pressure, having a really good exhale, and stretching out that freestyle stroke as long as you can to hold those times as best you can so that you have an ability to add heart rate later in the race and add speed when it comes down to it. Because at the end of this race, Eric, if it's close, you want to have gas in a tank to beat the guy next to you.
It's a 30-lap race coming up on the completion of the first 200 yards here. The early leader in lane 3 is Landon Lewis, the 14-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. But Griffin, looking at the entry times here, Pendleton in lane 4, He was by far and away seated a lot faster than anybody else in this field, and I would expect we're going to see him become a factor at some point in this race. Definitely, he's in lane 4. Looks like he's in a battle for third right now.
Yeah, by far and away, he is, like you said, that 37 seconds, if my math's correct, and that is absurd. That's a lot of time to be seated ahead of the rest of the guys, and different than the 800. In the 800, it's pretty smart to get out there and be out front. We saw it from Haley Morris. In the mile, in the 1500, you don't necessarily have to sit out front the whole way. You don't. And so Pendleton won the 800 free. And he did it not necessarily sitting out front, but he won it by 7 seconds against Landon Lewis and Sawyer Wells, who both went 7 seconds slower than him. And look who's in 3 and look who's in 5. Well, that's Landon Lewis and Sawyer Wells. And Josh Pendleton usually gets better as the distance goes up. We've seen him at these meets plenty of times, and this is probably his strong suit. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's all strategy for him. Chill with the field, and then once he gets to either the 500 or the 1,000, he's going to take off. And that's what I'm expecting, and that's sometimes this strategy is sometimes you descend the 500s. It's 3 500 meters. Can you get faster each time? Can you get better throughout the race? I would expect that from your top seed, Pendleton, in lane 4.
Top 3 all right together here, lanes 3, 4, and 5. Early stages of this race, Lewis in 3, Pendleton in 4, and Wells in 5.
Yeah, Landon Lewis having a great first part of this race. The only worry is, are you going out too fast with the guy who is the top seed? And so same thing where Haley Morris set up Maria Daly really well next to her, as well as Christina Browning. They had really good races. They dropped 7 seconds. In the mile, you usually drop even more. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Pendleton pulls these guys along with him and provides big-time drops for the rest of the field.
400-meter mark coming up, and, of course, these guys know each other. I'm sure Lewis, Pendleton, and Wells, and particularly Lewis and Wells would know that Pendleton is a great closer, and he's right with them at this stage in the race. I don't know what that does to their mindset, if anything.
It definitely just you're educated at this point in your career on who you're racing and how they race. And Pendleton is a guy who uses his back half to his advantage because he has that strong aerobic base. He is not really pushing it yet. You can see that he's kind of got a 2-beat kick going where he's only kicking, twice every cycle. And you look at Landon Lewis next to him, he's got closer to a 6-beat kick. So once he turns and comes off this wall, it's going to be interesting to see, Eric. He's kicking about 6 times every 2 strokes. Pendleton's only kicking 2 times every 2 strokes. And so I want to be surprised if certain part in this race, Pendleton starts cranking the legs and just takes off.
Top 2 now begin to stretch out a little bit from Wells. Lewis in 3 and Pendleton in 4 as we come up on the completion of the 500-meter mark at the starting block end this time by.
Lewis looks really strong, though. I mean, he hasn't faded one bit technically, and I think that's also one thing. You've seen that Sawyer Wells in 5, his stroke rate slowed down just a little bit. He's still having a great race in lane number 5. However, he slowed his stroke rate. His tempo has slowed down just a little bit. Pendleton has stayed the exact same, and Landon Lewis, same thing. He has stayed the exact same. His head position has stayed low on his breath, and he's keeping an arm way out front the entire time, and that's Landon Lewis in lane number 3, and that's kind of why he's hanging with the top seed in Josh Pendleton right now.
Well, definitely, if there's one guy you want to hang with, it's Pendleton. He's doing that right now.
Yeah, you got it. We'll see these splits. They're going to be pretty close, and they were only 0.2 apart, and it's only 0.3 separating them, or 4 rather. But I would also expect some other races to develop as Sawyer Wells split 36-1. Gannon in 6, Calhoun in 7, both split under 36 seconds, and they're battling for 4th place right now. A lot of white water down in lane 6 and 7. That one makes it a fun race as well. And the funny part about this, on the way back, Eric, when they're going north to south to the start-finish, Pendleton and Lewis aren't looking at each other. They're breathing in opposite directions. So they can see each other face-to-face on this 50 right here, going towards the scoreboard end. But then when they go the other way, they can't see each other at all. So it looks like Pendleton can also see his coach on the way down to the scoreboard. And so that's the interesting piece about this race is how are you feeling off of your coach? Are there hand signals to say, okay, you're at the right pace, or okay, you need to pick it up? That's the interesting piece. There's so much strategy that goes into the distance freestyle races.
Pendleton with a slight lead now in lane 4 over Landon Lewis in lane 3 as they make the turn at the far end of the pool.
Yeah, and there's the big difference right there on that 50. That's the biggest one we've seen so far. 34.0 from Pendleton, so he got faster. And then a 34.9 from Landon Lewis. So he hasn't gone over 34 just yet. However, Joshua Pendleton, he's creeping down to the 33 range, which if he starts splitting under 34s, he's going to really, separate himself from the rest of this field.
700-meter mark coming up here for Pendleton at the starting block end. Right now, and that's got to be all in practice, Griffin, where you can, at this point in stage, start getting faster each 50. You can't just jump in the pool and do that without practice.
Exactly right. That speaks to the body of work that these athletes are putting in. That's just the way this works, right? And there's no way around having success in this race unless you put in the work. You do not swim well in the 1500 or the 800 or even the 400 freestyle unless you put in a great body of work on the aerobic side, putting in that work in the freestyle, but also being a well-rounded swimmer really does help this event. A lot of these guys also train the 400 IM. It helps to be well-versed in the sport. It helps to just be an aerobically fit athlete when you're trying to have success in this 1500-meter race.
Now Pendleton's starting to open it up over Landon Lewis a little bit as they come back towards the starting block end. And we'll flip after 800 meters here. If you're Landon Lewis at this point, you just want to stay within your own race, or do you want to get up there and try and stay with Pendleton at this point?
I think it could go both ways, and I don't think you push to get up to him because what he's doing right now is he is improving rapidly every 50. Landon Lewis, he's going up a little bit. He just went above 35 seconds. He's done it for the last 100. However, what he did is he's kind of staying at that point now. He hasn't wavered too much from those couple tenths of a second. And so that's a very good thing. And so if I'm Landon Lewis, I'm staying there because look at the entry times. 43 seconds difference between these two best times. That's over a 50. And so when it turns into the strategy, Landon Lewis needs to stay as close as possible. He doesn't need to necessarily be on his feet because if he over pushes, if you try to over exaggerate your energy level, you're going to run out of gas and your splits are going to go way up.
Taking a look at some split times here for Sawyer Wells, who's in third in lane 5, and Hank Calhoun in 7. And it looks like Calhoun's a little bit quicker right now than Wells, and looks like he's starting to gain a little bit on Wells for that third spot in this race.
Yeah, they got another 10th on Wells, and Gavin Gannon right behind him as well. And so this, what looks to be a spread out flying formation, if you will, down here, is going to turn into a race. And that's going to be really exciting because Calhoun and 7 is going to start challenging Wells in lane number 5 because they can see each other right now. And so is Wells going to respond, or is he going to continue to fall back? How's he going to respond? Because that's the competitive nature of distance swimming. And then Gannon as well is going to try to improve because look what Calhoun just did. He dropped under 35 seconds. He's going the same split around Josh Pendleton. He's the second fastest swimmer in the pool on that 50. And so obviously he's having a great swim as well down in lane number 7.
Pendleton turning at the far end of the pool and the leader in lane 4 when he reaches the starting block, and this time by. He'll have 1,000 meters down to be 2/3 of the way through the race in this 30-lap race.
Yeah, so Pendleton has completely shifted this race. And it's not like anybody else has done anything wrong, and it's not like Pendleton has done anything superhuman. He's just swimming his own race. He's swimming up to his potential, and his potential is winning this race, and he's doing just that. And so impressive stuff from Pendleton in lane number 4. His stroke has not changed. And if you compare him to anybody else on the first 100 of this race, and now that they just crossed the 1,000 mark, his technique and his ability to continue swimming at the same rate has not changed. Everybody else has shifted ever so slightly. But Pendleton, he's been rock solid technically, and when you can repeat the same cycle over and over again and you don't waver from your stroke that you trained with, then it's definitely good news. And that's where Pendleton is right now heading into the 10:50 mark.
Looks like Sawyer Wells, he responded a little bit with Calhoun closing on him. He was faster than Calhoun on that last 50 as Wells continues to hold down third spot here in lane 5 in the heat.
Yeah, you responded really well because Calhoun dropped all the way down to a 34, and that's a big-time split there from lane 7. Calhoun's never broken 18 minutes. At that, 18:28 is his best time, and Wells' best time, 17:49. And so another guy who is over swimming. He's out swimming, his best time, and that's the best part of this meet. And there goes Calhoun. He kind of bounces back to that 36 mark. I think he saw Wells, got excited, tried to catch him, and that's kind of what you brought up, Eric, about should Landon Lewis try to catch Pendleton. It would take a lot of energy to shift into another gear. And so you see that with Calhoun. He's kind of had to settle back down a little bit, and Sawyer Wells is doing his thing in third place at this moment in lane number 5.
So that battle for the moment has subsided a little bit. Things spreading out a little bit with Pendleton still well out in front in lane 4 ahead of Landon Lewis in lane 3 from the Carmel Swim Club here.
Yeah, and Wells, he went all the way up to about 36 mid, and he just put a 35-0. So now he's working his way back down. Actually outsplit Landon Lewis on that 50 by 0.8 of a second. And he's pretty far back from second place at this moment. However, he's still putting together a good race, and he's not out of it by any means because he's actively aware in the race. You can see that based on the splitting. And it might be a strategy for him to, save some energy in the middle of the race and then work his way back down. And there it is again, another 35 from Sawyer Wells. That's good resiliency out of the Irish Aquatics 14-year-old.
Pendleton about ready to turn here at the starting block end, and he'll be 1,200 meters through the race. There's 300 meters left for him here.
There's a 33.99. He's cruising. It's impressive to watch, and because he has not wavered. He's never gone over 35 seconds, and he just dropped under 34. Talk about the definition of consistency. That's how you swim well in this race, and Pendleton's been doing that, and it's really impressive to see from a 14-year-old.
Just a reminder, everybody, the top time from the morning session in this event, and the time final belongs to Zaki Akhtar, 14-year-old from Fishers Area, in a time of 17:48.29. That's the time to beat.
Well, there's another one. It's even faster than the previous 50. So Pendleton pouring it on now. He's trying his best to take a shot at his best time.
(1,300-meter mark coming up here for Joshua Pendleton in lane 4. And he knows now that the next time he reaches his starting block end, he'll get the bell.
Yeah, so 200 meters to go for Joshua Pendleton. And Sawyer Wells just had a 35-0 split at the other end of the pool. So he is slowly but surely trying to creep up to Landon Lewis, who's having a great swim in lane number 3. And it seemed like this race was completely different just 6 minutes ago. And it's totally stretched out here at the IU Natatorium. And there's a lot of individual racing going on right now. These swimmers are really being tested. And they're not kind of being tested. They are being tested by each other, but they're also just being tested by the grueling event that is the 1,500.
And they're swimming it on the final day of competition, too.
Yeah, that's another point that we haven't even talked about yet. It's not just the last day of competition. This was a 4-day meet for these swimmers, and that is a long haul for some of these age group kids who usually swim a 3-day meet max, and it's usually 2. And usually the distance events are on Friday night. They usually get to do them before they swim everything else. And in this case, they're swimming the 1,500 on the very last day, so pretty impressive stuff here from Joshua Pendleton. And it looks like he might have a chance here at another best time.
Yep, less than 2 lengths of the pool left for him. Landon Lewis about ready to get the bell here in lane 3. 2 lengths to go for him.
Yeah, Landon Lewis is going to be in great shape for a best time. Because right now he just went 34.9, and if he just goes a 1:10 right here, he's going to drop 30 full seconds. 30 seconds. That's like cutting off a 50 in his last swim. It's pretty amazing stuff here out of these 14-year-olds.
Here comes Joshua Pendleton now, sprinting home here in lane 4.
33.3, that last 50 split. He's pouring it on. He's got gas in the tank over in lane number 4.
Yeah, he's easily going to take the win in this event, the 13-14 boys 1,500-meter freestyle.
He's going to double up, Eric. Double champion, 800 freestyle, 1,500 freestyle. A distance sweep here from Joshua Pendleton. And a best time, a huge best time in that, in 17:01. Wow, 31 in the last 50. That's pretty good.
17:01, 41 for Pendleton to win the event here. Coming home in second here is going to be Landon Lewis in lane 3. He's going to have a big time drop, too.
He's going to drop more than 30 seconds. Oh, yeah, 32-second drop. That's big time.
17:23.55 for Lewis, getting third here in this final heat of the event. Sawyer Wells in lane 5, 17:31 flat. That'll take third overall.
And that's the best time by 18 seconds. Pat on the back for Sawyer Wells.
Hank Calhoun in lane 7 gets 4, 17:41.91, so that'll be good for fourth overall.
It looks like Akhtar will slide into sixth place. Yeah, sixth place. And then Pritz will be seventh, lane number 1.
So Akhtar from the morning swim will be on the podium here after we get done with the 200 IMs.
Great swim there in the 1500. That was fun to watch. Huge best times. I mean, for example, Hank Calhoun came in with 18:28, and he just went a 17:41. He almost dropped a minute. Impressive stuff from the boys in the 13-14 1500.
All right, we're going to move to event 111 now, the 11-12 girls 200-meter IM B final. B final and A final set by prelim swims this morning. In the B final in lane 1, Presley Barker, 12-year-old from the Southeastern Swim Club. Lane 2, Sarah Dexter, 12-year-old from the Summit City Aquatics. Lane 3, Elena Spicer, 12-year-old from the Washington Township Swim Club. Lane 4, Audrey Krill, 12-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 5, Sydney Ermel, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Ruby Sinninger, 12-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 7, Isabel Cox, 12-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. And in lane 8, Kendall Chandler, 11-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. So this is the 200 IM. Butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle is the order of events here.
And this is one of the most fun races to watch in all of these championships, because what I noticed this morning, there was about 8 heats of 11, 12, 200 IM combined, and then there was, a plethora, over a dozen heats of the 13, 14 IM, and these races can change leg by leg. There could be a leader in lane number 2 after backstroke or after butterfly. You could have a leader in lane number 4 after backstroke, and then after breaststroke, 3 new people could jump into the top 3. It changes on a dime, and it's just super fun to watch.
Yeah, most of the field right together here halfway through the backstroke leg in this B final. Maybe in lane 4, a slight lead here for Krill from Valparaiso.
And Krill had an incredible 200 back this morning. Timed final for the 11-12s, and she elected to swim it in the morning. So that was a very, very good swim for her, and no surprise that she leads after the backstroke leg.
So everyone transitioning to breaststroke now. And as you talked about, sometimes things change rapidly on the breaststroke leg.
Well, your 50 breaststroke champion, Sydney Ermel, is in lane number 5. And so if I put money on it, I would say that Sydney Ermel's probably going to catch up and maybe take the lead on the breaststroke, and it looks like it's going that way.
She's out there battling Krill. That's the battle for lead. Lanes 4 and 5. Krill in 4, Ermel in 5. Looks like she's gone around Krill, that being Ermel.
Yeah, she's pouring it on. I mean, just an incredible breaststroke split, and we'll check the splits when they pop up on the board, because I'd assume that she's probably going to have the fastest split in the pool. She was 3rd or 4th at the backstroke wall, and she is by far the fastest. I mean, she outsplit the field by 4 or 5 seconds on that breaststroke leg.
She's got the lead now. Ermel in lane 5.
Yeah, fastest split in the pool by 5 seconds, Sydney Ermel. But here comes Audrey Krill. She's not going to go down without a fight in lane number 4 out of Valparaiso.
Yeah, 50 yards freestyle. Not a lot of time to catch up on freestyle. She's doing her best, though, in lane 4. That's Krill.
This could be a huge swim for Krill and Sydney Ermel. They were both over 240 this morning. Wow, what a time.
Ermel wins the B final, 235.94. Krill got second in a time of 238.38, getting third in lane 3. Spicer, 241.02.
It's almost a 6-second drop from Ermel since this morning. I mean, we've just seen best time after best time this evening, and we're just getting started. It's going to be a fun night of swimming here at the IU Natatorium, and it's my first record watch heading into the championship final.
In the A final here, 11-12 girls 200-meter IM. In lane 1, Karen Preston, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 2, Crystal Tang, 12-year-old from the Indiana Swim Club. Lane 3 is Livy Lael, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, the top seed, Kate Allen, 11-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Grace Gannon, 11-year-old Fishers area. Lane 6, Annie Hare, also an 11-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 7, Delaney Sweeney, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 8, Melina Williams, 12-year-old from Fort Wayne. Allen in lane 4, qualifying number 1 this morning, time at 2:29.44. Jackson holds the meet and association record set in 2014. Meet record 2:28.02, association record 2:27.40.
So Kate Allen went a 2:29 this morning, meet record 2:28.0. And Kate Allen is the champion in the 50 free, the 200 free, and the 400 free, runner-up in the 100 fly. Grace Gannon won the 100 fly and set the meet record in the 200 breast. Talk about some firepower in the middle of the pool in this 200 IM.
Yeah, they're both only 11-year-olds, so they're going to be in this age group another year or two.
Annie Hare as well, lane number 6, another 11-year-old.
Out in the middle of the pool here, lane 5, Grace Gannon with the lead, very slight lead halfway through the backstroke leg over Allen, who's in lane 4.
Yeah, so in the spring, Eric, in the 200 IM, on the yard side, Kate Allen actually chased down the leaders and won on that freestyle leg. And so Kate Allen won this race in the yards pool. We'll see if she can hang on in this breaststroke leg because, like I said, Grace Gannon, she set the meet record in the 200 breaststroke. And so she's going to have that breaststroke ability. It's just we haven't seen breaststroke out of Kate Allen yet. She swam freestyle the whole meet. And so if she stays close, I would think Kate Allen has a really good shot to take it down here and push for that record and the state championship.
Yeah, right now she's doing more than staying close. It looks like she may, in fact, just be inching ahead of Gannon in lane 4.
Well, she did have the fastest time this morning by 6 full seconds. So that's saying something, and that's Kate Allen, the 11-year-old. And it's just absurd that right now in this race, 2 11-year-olds are leading the pack by a good margin in lane 4 and 5.
Coming up on the final turn here. Who gets in there first? It is Allen in lane 4, just ahead of Gannon. Freestyle leg underway.
So it's going to take a lot on this freestyle split from Kate Allen. She's going to have to go 34, maybe even a 33. I want to put it out of her wheelhouse. She split a 27 on the 200 freestyle relay last night to vault Carmel to a meet record. Here comes Kate Allen under the flags.
2:28.02 is the meet record. Got to be close, I think, here at the wall. And it is. It's 2:26.83. She got them both, the meet and the association record.
Wipe the board clean. Kate Allen, association record, meet record, and Eric. She's only 11 years old. She can break her own record next year.
That's very true. Getting congratulations from some other competitors in the pool. Our first meet and association record of the evening goes to Kate Allen, 11-12 girls 200-meter IM, 2:26.83. Getting second in that A final was Grace Gannon in lane 5, 2:30.08.
Who dropped 5 seconds from this morning. An incredible swim from the whole field there, especially Allen and Gannon.
Event 112, 11-12 boys 200-meter IMB final. Lane 1, Gatlin Babcock, 11-year-old Fishers area. Lane 2, Joshua Nugger, 12-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3, Noah Terrell, 12-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 4, Dylan Zhao, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Zachary Williams, 12-year-old Westfield Aquatics. Lane 6, Bryce Connor, 12-year-old from the Noblesville Swim Club. Lane 7, Jackson Clinton, 12-year-old from Greater Evansville. And lane 8, Leo Jeffries, 12-year-old from Flashes Aquatics.
So Joshua Nugger made the A final in the 50 fly 2 days ago. So no surprises here, Eric. He's out to a blazing start in lane number 2. He's putting it all out on the line there. Second faster than the rest of the field, but unfortunately there's still 150 to go. So we'll see how he fares. I know for a fact that several guys in this field have a pretty good breaststroke leg, and that's usually, like we said before, time and time again, that's usually the kicker here in the 200 IM.
Joshua Nugger out front lane 2 here on the backstroke leg of the 200 IM. Top of your screen in lane 2, but coming on now here in lane 6, a good charge by Bryce Connor from Noblesville.
Yeah, Noblesville 12-year-old Bryce Connor down there. Man, he's putting together a great backstroke leg. I know that Zach Williams in lane 5 made a breaststroke final earlier this week, so he'll be pushing, but an advantage to Bryce Connor. Outsplit the field by a very good margin. Only swimmer under 40 seconds on that backstroke split, and he split a 38.
Everybody's starting the breaststroke leg now. Got about 4 or 5 trying to chase down Connor now here on this breaststroke leg, and a couple of them are coming quick, particularly in lanes 4 and 5. Zhao in 4 and Williams in 5.
Yeah, in the middle. Here comes the middle of the pool. And you wonder when there's big gaps in the 200 IM in the middle of the race, you're like, why is the middle of the pool so far behind? Well, it's because they're usually pretty good at the breaststroke leg or the freestyle leg. And that's just the way it goes here in the 200 IM or the 400 IM. And like you said, Eric, Zhao in 4, Williams in 5, straight to the lead, running 1 and 2, heading into the wall.
And getting into the wall first in lane 5 was Williams. Those two start the freestyle, Williams and Zhao. Williams in 5, Zhao in 4.
And just as we expected, a 44 out of Williams, a 45 out of Zhao. It's 3 seconds better than anybody else in the field. But here comes Connor. He's not going to go down without a fight in lane number 6.
He's trying to fight back on the freestyle leg.
Looks like Williams is out in front. About a half a body length over Dylan Zhao now is Zachary Williams in lane number 5.
Babcock having a good freestyle leg up top. Your screen
Oh, that's
in lane
right.
1.
Well, outside smoke, finishing in the top half of the heat.
Williams is going to take the win, though, in lane 5 in this B final. 2:37.55 for him. Second place in lane 4 to Zhao, 2:38.60, and getting third in lane 6, Connor, 2:39.24. A final. Lane 1 will be Blake Waldo, 12-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 2, Luke Bramas, 12-year-old from Riviera. Lane 3 is Blake Hadley, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club, and yes, that is Griffin's brother. Lane 4 will be Lynn Ray On, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Victor Martin, 12-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. Lane 6 is Edward Enoch, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7 is Jake Zio, 12-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. And lane 8, Liam Chop, 12-year-old from Fishers area. On qualifying number 1 this morning. He'll swim out on lane 5 in a time of 24:52. Carter Lancaster set the Meeting Association record at 2019. At this meet, the time is 2:14.26.
Yeah, that record's not going down. And it's because Carter Lancaster, when he swam this meet in 2019, he broke a state record in all 6 races. It was one of the most historic meets in this meet's history. And that's just the way that he swam when he was 12 years old. He's committed to Cal now. He's going to be a freshman come next fall. Pretty incredible stuff there back in the day. But Lynn Ray On, no slouch. He's the champion in the 200 free, the 200 fly, the 400 free. He's, the number 2 seed in the 100 free later today. A part of 2 record-setting relays. It's a pretty good field here in this 200 IM.
Pretty even here on the backstroke leg. It looks like Blake Hadley in lane 3 got a half a body length lead now in lane 3 on the backstroke leg.
Yeah, he knows what he needs to do because he knows Lynn Ray On is the best freestyler in the field. And Blake is smart. He knows his racers. I have watched him, since he was a little kid. And he's trying his best to get as close as possible because Blake won the 100 fly yesterday. He knows what his strengths are. But once Lynn Ray On starts cooking over in lane number 4, it's hard to slow him down. He had the fastest time this morning by 7 seconds.
Top 2 separating themselves a little bit here. Hadley in 3, On in 4 on this breaststroke leg.
And there goes On. He's just got a great glide, a really snappy kick. You see his heels just come together so well at the end of the stroke, and he's keeping his head fully submerged, so he's getting every meter possible out of every stroke. And it results in the saving of energy and easy speed, and that's what's going to help him into the freestyle leg.
On opening up about 3/4 of body length lead as he hits the freestyle leg in lane 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a great swim from Lynn Ray On, and also I think Blake is going to have a great swim in lane number 3, and Victor Martin, Edward Enoch battling it out as well in lanes 5 and 6.
Half a lap to go now for Lynn Ray On in lane 4 here in the A final, 11-12 boys 200-meter IM. He's going to pull away to victory.
Yeah, and there it is. Best freestyler in the field. He's showing it. And he's going to compete for a title in the 100 free later tonight, and he's going to win this in style. 2:22.90 to take the win, Lynn Ray On.
Getting second in lane 3, Blake Hadley, 2:27.98. And third in lane 5, Victor Martin, 2:29.63.
It was a big best time, 4-second drop for Blake Hadley in lane number 3, and then Victor Martin as well, getting under 2:30. And we talk about this throughout the meet, Eric. Breaking barriers. In this 200 IM, 2:30, it's a great benchmark. 3 swimmers under 2:30 here in this championship final.
On to event 13 now, 13-14 girls 200-meter IM B final. In lane 1, Alex DeWin, 14-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 2 is Peyton McDaniel, 14-year-old from Mount Vernon. Lane 3 will be Ava Murray, 14-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 4, Josie Trent, 13-year-old from Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 5, Naomi Henry, 14-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 6, Abigail Campbell, 14-year-old from Lake Central. Lane 6, Abigail Campbell, 14-year-old from Lake Central. Lane 7 is Avery Mattern, 14-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic Club. And in lane 8, Evie Wheat, 14-year-old from the Westfield Aquatics. Good start in lane 2 here by McDaniel on butterfly.
And next to her in lane 1. Wow, look at that. Outside smoke. Lane 2 out front in McDaniel, like you said. And then Alex Nguyen as well, lane number 1. Running first and second through 50 meters of butterfly.
So far, lane 2 here, McDaniel looks pretty strong on backstroke as well. Opening up about a half a body length lead over the rest of the field.
And Peyton McDaniel putting it together here for Mount Vernon in lane number 2. Trying to get out to a lead because it's like deja vu. One of the breaststrokers is going to start to strike here in the 200 IM.
McDaniel turns as the leader in lane, or actually they're going to say Trent took it away from her on the scoreboard in lane 4.
I think it was a soft touch up in 2.
Okay.
I think McDaniel was there first, but regardless, Trent's turn was incredible. And what Trent did that McDaniel didn't is she did a crossover turn. So she actually hit the wall on her side with her hand, and then she flipped. And so she built a little bit more momentum, got around a little quicker, and she's going to try to make a move. But McDaniel's holding strong there in lane number 2.
McDaniel has been just so solid in all the first 3 strokes so far. Looks like she's hanging on to the lead in lane 2.
Yeah, it really does look like it.
Coming up on the final turn, and we'll start to the freestyle leg. Who's going to get in there first? It's still McDaniel in lane 2. Second place in lane 5 at the turn, Henry.
Yeah, Naomi Henry had a great breaststroke split. So did Abigail Campbell. Next to her in lane number 6 for Lake Central Barracudas.
Yeah.
It's a 4-way race in the consolation final.
Campbell really coming on in lane 6. Still McDaniel hanging real tough in lane 2 on this freestyle leg.
You don't see someone lead 200 IMs wire to wire. It doesn't happen very often, and that's exactly what Peyton McDaniel's doing. And she ain't in lane 4. She's all the way in lane number 2.
Yeah, looks like she upped her stroke tempo a little bit inside the final 15 meters, too. She's going to win the B final out of lane 2. Peyton McDaniel does in a time of 22:29.72.
There's a 5-second drop for Miss McDaniel. Great swim up there in lane number 2.
Campbell got second in lane 6, 2:30.53 as we head to the A final now, 13-14 girls 200-meter IM. In lane 1, Maria Daly, 13-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 2, Madeline Yonkis, 13-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3, Haley Hunter, 13-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 4 is Ellie Clark, 14-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5 will be Mia Turfler, 14-year-old from the Munster Swim Club. Lane 6, Isabel Harger, 13-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Evie Papakronis, 14-year-old from the Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 8, Molly Barnes, 14-year-old from the Irish Aquatics. Clark, the number 1 qualifier from prelims in lane 4, and a qualifying time at 2:22.35. Meet record held by Edelman, set in 2013, 2:20.63. Sweeney, the association record from 2022, 2:17.08. And Ellie Clark has had a great meet so far. I think 4 official meet records, but she actually broke the 100-meter backstroke record twice, so it's kind of really 5 meet records.
And she's swam 4 events. She has 2 tonight. And so I said record watch in the 11-12 girls 200 IM. Kate Allen went and smashed it. Anytime, I'll just put this out there, anytime Ellie Clark's in the pool, it's record watch. It just is, because she swam the 400 IM and the 200 back at Olympic trials at 14 years old. She won junior nationals last summer at 13. She is, incredible. And it's not just her pure, speed and ability. Her technique is top notch. And she is, so fun to watch because of the efficiency of her strokes. None better than this backstroke right here that we're seeing.
Yeah, we expected that she'd have a pretty decent lead at the end of the backstroke leg, and she does in lane 4. Looks like second place. The bottom of your screen in lane 8 is Barnes.
So Molly Barnes is one of the top 3 seeds in the 100 freestyle, so she's showing off the versatility here in lane number 8. And there's some interesting dynamics here. Maria Daly, lane number 1, she just got done swimming the 800 freestyle not too long ago. That's a tough double. Mia Turfler swam the 800 this morning. And so a little bit of a different dynamic, but she also swam the 200 IM this morning. So I bet she's also feeling it just a little bit. But look at Ellie Clark. I mean, she is way out there. Record watch. I don't know if she can get the association record from her teammate, Molly Sweeney, but the meet record is definitely it's in the conversation for sure. She's going to have a great last 50 to get there, but it's possible.
Haley Hunter had a good breaststroke leg in lane 3. She moved into second. We'll keep our eyes on Ellie Clark now. Coming up on a half a lap to go here in this 13-14 girls 200-meter IMA final.
And a great, great battle for second. Looks like Evie Papakronis in lane number 7, who was actually a top 3 seed coming into the meet. Got a spot in the A final. That's all it takes. Here comes Ellie Clark into the wall.
Coming into the wall and comes in at a 2:21.13, just off the meet record, but wins the event nevertheless. Second place, Haley Hunter hangs on to second place in lane 3 off that breaststroke leg at a time of 2:26.93. Third place in lane 2 went to Madeline Yonkis on a good close there.
Yeah.
2:28.37 for her.
It looks like McDaniel warmed up the water in lane number 2 because that was a big-time swim from Yonkis to come back and grab third place in that championship final of the girls 13-14 200 IM.
Event 114, 13-14 boys 200-meter IMB final. Lane 1 will be Dylan Pacheco, 14-year-old from the Lake Central Barracudas. Lane 2, Bryce Salvadori, 14-year-old Southeastern Swim Club. Lane 3, Noah Sharp, 14-year-old Flashes Aquatics. Lane 4, Donald Zhao, 14-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Gavin Gannon, 14-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 6, Josh Lawrence, 14-year-old from Southeastern Swim Club. Lane 7, Christopher Dibley, 14-year-old from Northridge area. And Lane 8, Eric Yu, 14-year-old from Boilermaker.
Here's your consolation final in the boys 13-14 200-meter individual medley. Out front, Christopher Dibley, the runner-up from the 200 fly just a night ago. And that's what you see. You just see common themes. And all of these swimmers have different strengths. And you see it right here with Dibley out front in the butterfly leg.
He's got the lead in lane 7. Looks like second place on the backstroke leg, I believe, in lane 3 here. Sharp from the Flashes Aquatics. Coming underneath the flags here, transition to breaststroke.
It's going to be close. Sharp might have taken the lead here.
He did.
Yeah, 36.3 on the backstroke leg. Sharp was the fastest swimmer in the pool. Was able to move up. And we'll see if Donald Zhao can make a move here. His little brother Dylan made a move in the consolation final of the 11-12. We'll see if Big Bro can do the same. Same lane and everything.
Sharp still well out in front in lane 3. He had that great backstroke leg, and he is maintaining it now on this breaststroke leg.
Yeah, had a really good first 25 to kind of establish his breaststroke, and he's pouring it on now to try to, stay in front and get a win.
In lane 3 from the Flashes Aquatics, he makes the turn, starts the freestyle leg.
The biggest move made is Josh Lawrence in lane number 6 at 42 on that split. 2 seconds behind Noah Sharp, who's got some breathing room here, and it looks like he's taken off. Oh, my gosh, lane number 8.
Yeah, lane 8, Eric Yu is coming off from Boilermaker. He may have taken over the lead with 15 meters to go.
Where did he come from? Outside smoke, Eric Yu. We don't always see him up here in the stands. Eric Yu's going to win this consolation final, the last person to qualify.
He sure is, from Boilermaker Aquatics, lane 8. Outside smoke, 2:23.26 wins the B final.
That's awesome. What a swim there from Eric Yu. Second was Sharp in lane number 3, 2:24.03.
Of course, proving once again there are no slow lanes at the IU Natatorium.
No, there are not.
A final now for the 13-14 boys 200-meter IM. Lane 1, James Hench, 14-year-old from the Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 2, Matthew Quadros, 13-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic Club. Lane 3, Gabriel Wang, 14-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, Josiah Collins, 14-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 5, Mac Allen, 13-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Everett Heiser, 13-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 7, Max Barnes, 14-year-old from the Irish Aquatics. And lane 8, Carter Kellett, 13-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Kate Oliver set the meet record in 2017, 2:09.78 the time. Carter Lancaster the association record from 2021, 2:06.10. Collins in lane 4 qualified number 1 this morning in a time of 2:14.89.
Yeah, so again, I don't think any records are potentially going down, but every time there's a championship final, the field is fighting for a new state championship, and so that is motivation enough to race your heart out here at the IU Natatorium.
Yeah, in lane 4, Joshua Collins has been very, very good in the finals this week.
He's been incredible. It doesn't matter what lane Josiah Collins has been in. Yeah. He's won. And that's what he did. He set a record in the 200 breast. He won the 400 IM. He came from behind and won the 200 fly last night. He's been on a tear, especially in the 200 distance.
And he's got a slight lead now with 15 meters to go in lane 4 on this backstroke leg. Right next to him in lane 5, Mac Allen trying to push him.
And Mac's just 13 years old, so he'll be back again next year to try his hand. And Mac's fighting. Mac had a really good 200 backstroke. However, Josiah Collins, he set the record in the 200 breast, so expect him to. And he's got one of the best glides at this meet. I mean, look at that technique. He's just getting everything out of each and every stroke. He's got a really, really strong breaststroke kick, just vaulting himself forward each and every time.
Yeah, making a move here in lane 3. He's not going to catch Collins, but I'll tell you what, Wang coming on strong.
I agree. Wang's coming on strong. Everett Heiser's coming on strong. Max Barnes coming on strong. It's going to be a great battle for second.
Collins is going to have a big lead at the turn, and he'll be swimming a much faster stroke while everybody else is finishing up breaststroke.
And that's the advantage, a 37 on the breaststroke split. Nobody else is going to touch that. And like you said, Eric, Wang, 39. That's a good split there over in lane number 3.
Allen is still in second place in lane 5. We've got a great battle underway for third between Wang and then also in lane 6 and 7, Heiser and Barnes.
That battle for third might turn into a battle for second. It just depends how Mac Allen handles the pressure from the rest of the field. It looks like he does have enough breathing room. Everybody else is going to run out of pool. And look at lane number 1. James Hench is trying to get in on the action.
Josiah Collins wins the A final in lane 4 at a time of 2:11.44 for him. Second place in lane 5, Allen, 2:15.28, and getting third in lane 3 was Wang, 2:17.01.
Yeah, that was a great heat. That was a fun race. And Collins, he kept it close through 100 meters, but then he took off on the breaststroke. Everybody else had to really battle down the stretch. 13-year-old Mac Allen had a great swim there on the freestyle leg to secure the silver medal for Carmel Swim Club.
Event 115 now. It's the senior women's 200-meter IM. C final up first here. In lane 1, Allie Woodard, 16-year-old from Plainfield Community. Lane 2, Kira Hunter, 15-year-old from Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 3, Brindley Yoder, 15-year-old from Concord Swim Club. Lane 4, Polina Sapova, 16-year-old from Fishers Area. Lane 5, Avery Handon, 15-year-old from Fishers Area. Lane 6, Adeline Loeffner, 15-year-old from Dunlin. Lane 7, Ayla Madara, 15-year-old from Fishers Area. Lane 8, Annabelle Frankie, 16-year-old from Fort Wayne. C final, if you haven't been with us the first 3 nights, reserved for athletes 15 and 16 years of age who did not qualify for either the A or B final.
And if this is the first night you're joining us, we're happy to have you. But this is the different part of these championships. Usually, you don't see the women 15 and over in the same meet as the 14 and unders.
Right.
But every 4 years when it's an Olympic year, Indiana Swimming pairs the age group state championships and the senior state championships and throws the celebration that is the Indiana Swimming SwimFest Championships. And that's what we've got the last 4 days, and it's been a blast to watch.
Loeffner out in front here on the backstroke leg in lane 6 by about a body length lead as she does the back to breaststroke flip turn.
A little bucket turn action from Adeline Loeffner in lane number 6.
See if there's any breaststroke specialists here who can try and reel in Loeffner.
And as we get into the 15 and over category, we see these high school and college swimmers, they really have it figured out. They know their strengths, they know which stroke to lean on, and they're going to put themselves in the best position possible to go win a race. And you see that across the board. The seed times from this morning are a lot different than the age group times. I mean, we saw, for example, the first seed could be 5-6 seconds different than the second seed. That's not the case in this one. In this heat alone, less than 3 seconds separates all 8 swimmers.
Loeffner does still lead after the breaststroke leg in lane 6. In second place in lane 8 now, Frankie.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. You get a swimmer from lane 8 just in the race, challenging the leader, and it looks like Frankie might have taken the lead on the first 25 of freestyle.
Yep, slight lead. Let's see if anybody else can make a charge here with 15 meters to go. Frankie's still out in front.
Looks like Yoder in lane number 3 might be trying to push as well.
I think she might run out of pool in terms of being able to get up to Frankie and win this C final. That will be the case. Annabelle Frankie wins the C final in lane 8, 2:27.91. Yoder gets second in lane 3, 2:29.15.
And then a tie for third in lane 6 and 7 between Loeffner and Madara. Like I said, there's just some wild racing here in the open age group. They're all going for it, and you'll see a lot of turnover from prelims to finals, especially on Sunday. These swimmers at Center Grove this morning could have been feeling the pain of a 4-day meet, but now that they're ready to go, they probably got a nap in. They're excited to race one more time.
B final, lane 1, Hannah Pryor, 17-year-old from Boonville Dolphins. Lane 2, Ripley Merritt, 18-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 3, Maddie Moretz, 16-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 4, Peyton O'Connor, 17-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 5, Addie Sakali, 16-year-old from South Bend Swim Club. Lane 6, Jordan Glassley, 15-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 7, Addie Zernecki, 17-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. And in lane 8, Ava Butterfield, 18-year-old from the Newburgh Sea Creatures.
So B final now.
Yeah, you got to be in the age group of 15 to 18-year-old to compete in the B final. That 8 fastest times that did not record a spot in the A final.
And these 8 swimmers, Eric, only separated by 2 seconds. And so that's what you get. You will see a little bit more of a spread of seed times in the championship final, but in these open age groups, especially these protected finals, you'll see a lot of consistency throughout the seed times. It gets really fun seeing how close these races can be from lane 1 all the way down to lane 8 at the bottom of your screen.
Good battle on backstroke leg here. Lanes 2 and 5 at the halfway mark. Merritt in 2 and Zakali in 5. So it looks like Zakali maybe slight lead at the halfway mark of the breaststroke leg.
Yeah, that's a battle. And Eric just got a shout out from Olympian Aaron Shackle, Indiana Olympian. He said he was tuning into the SwimFest broadcast. He likes what he's seeing. He likes what he's hearing. So shout out to Aaron, Indiana Olympian from the Carmel Swim Club, going to Texas next year. And one of, like we said at the top of the broadcast, one of 6 different Olympians with a hometown in the state of Indiana.
Of course, his sister, Alex Shackle, going to join him on that Olympic team.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Coming home here. Looks like a charge maybe coming in lane 7 here from Zernecki. And very tight between Zernecki in 7 and Zakali in 5 with 15 meters to go.
Another tight race here. Zarnecki in 7. Zakali in 5.
That'll be one of our best finishes of the night. Zakali is going to hang on in lane 5. Go wire to wire in a time of 2:26.07. Zernecki gets second in lane 7, 2:26.27.
0.2 of a second separating first and second there. Doesn't get much closer than that.
A final now for the women here in the 200-meter IM. In lane 1, Annabelle Swinney, 17-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 2, Lauren McGrath, 15-year-old from the Irish Aquatics. Lane 3, Caroline Foltz, 19-year-old from the Indiana Swim Club. Lane 4, the top seed, Catherine Minnick, 20-year-old from the Indiana Swim Club. Lane 5, Kira Cass, 19-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 6, Faith Gorey, 15-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Lila Theriak, 16-year-old from Mooresville area. And in lane 8, Kaya Podlin, the 18-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Minnick qualifying number 1 in a time of 2:21.25. Kelly Pash holds the meet record set in 2019, 2:15.30. Bailey Anderson, the association record set in 2021, 2:09.99.
Good variety here in this A final as well. You got a pair of 15-year-olds, you got a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, 2 19-year-olds, and a 20-year-old. Talk about variety from all over the board. You have someone who just finished their freshman year of high school, and you have someone who just finished their sophomore year of college. And so that's a wide variety here in this heat, and that's what makes this championship so fun. I think it gives the high school kids a great opportunity to race against some college athletes, and then it keeps the college athletes young, if you will, at the same time.
It's like right in the middle of the pool here. Lanes 4 and 5 have the lead on this backstroke leg. Minnick in 4 and Kask in 5. Minnick from Indiana Swim Club and Kask from Boilermaker. Transitioning to breaststroke.
It's a battle in the middle. It's a statewide battle. You got a Boilermaker and a Hoosier in 4 and 5.
That's right.
Battling it out.
Lanes 3 and 6 trying to get in the battle here on breaststroke as well. Fulton 3 and Gorey in 6.
And there's one of the 15-year-olds in Faith Gorey trying to swim with the veterans. And Fultz, another college student, just trying to get in there as well, using her experience, laying low until the breaststroke, and now she is totally in the race, a 40.9 on the breaststroke split.
Going to come down to who has the best freestyle leg here. Lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 right together.
I mean, you can't call it. You can't call it just yet. It's a 3-way battle, and Faith Gorey's trying to make it a 4-way battle in lane number 6, and she just might.
Coming up on 15 meters to go. Very slight lead for Kask in 5. Looks like Minnick knows where she stands. Breathing at Kask. Coming underneath the flags. Will Kask be able to hold her off here at the wall? I think she might just do so. She does. Kira Kask takes the A final in lane 5 from Boilermaker. 2:19.94 for her.
Wow, what a finish. That was fun. Let's do it again in this open boys age group. That was really good racing down the stretch. Both Kask and Minnick, just 0.3 of a second separating your champion, and then second place in Catherine Minnick.
Minnick 2:20.26 to get second. Event 116, the men's 200-meter IM in the C final. In lane 1, Joshua Selyahitsky, 15-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 2, Jackson Pyle, 16-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 3 is Noah Moeller, 15-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, Will Shambly, 16-year-old from Westfield Aquatics. Lane 5, Gareth Thomas, 15-year-old from Westfield Aquatics. Lane 6, Isaiah Winko, 15-year-old from Pike Township Swim Club. Lane 7 will be Camden Stutzman, 16-year-old from the Concord Swim Club. And in lane 8, Griffin Barents Froman, 15-year-old from Westfield Aquatics.
Outside smoke on the butterfly, Joshua Selyahitsky. Out 27-8. But here comes the rest of the field, and that's just how it's shaping up to be each and every time. It's the everybody creeps up on the backstroke, and if they don't creep up on the backstroke, they usually creep up on the breaststroke.
Look at Noah Moeller in lane 3 on this backstroke play. He looks great so far. He's moved into the lead.
Easily. I would say that's a body length over the rest of the field.
He'll lead to the transition into breaststroke. Pretty tight for second, lanes 2 and 7 here. Pyle in 2 and Stutzman in 7.
You got it. Stutzman touched second, but barely. Just 3/100ths of a second over Pyle. Here comes everybody else.
50 meters. Not a lot of time for breaststroke specialists to gain ground, but nevertheless they do a great job of trying here. Still hanging on the lead is Moeller in lane 3.
Yeah, he's looked really, really strong ever since the beginning of that backstroke leg. Looks like he just found that easy speed on the butterfly and then took advantage because he has pulled ahead in this race.
He still leads in lane 3 as he's going to start the freestyle lane. In second place now in lane 5 is Gareth Thomas from Westfield.
Yeah, no Moeller trying to hold on here. Gareth Thomas in 5. Trying to do his best to close the gap, but it is not a small gap between Moeller and the rest of the field.
Moeller put the hammer down on backstroke, and it's going to hold up all the way to the finish here. Straight arming it into the wall here in lane 3, and he wins the C final at a time of 2:12.65.
That would have been good enough for 9th this morning. That's a great, great swim from Noah Moeller.
Gareth Thomas second in lane 5 from Westfield, 2:14.23. B final. In lane 1, it'll be Eduardo Sanchez, 17-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 2, Trevor Wiley, 18-year-old from the Flashes Aquatics. Lane 3, Ivan Blystiff, 16-year-old from the Concord Swim Club. Lane 4, Corey Hahn, 16-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Gavin Crail, 15-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 6, Gavin Coggin, 17-year-old from Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 7, Lucas Ackerman, 16-year-old from Franklin Regional. And lane 8, Jack Keyser, 17-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club.
Looks like Corey Hahn in the middle.
Yeah, pretty nice butterfly leg from him. He's going to have to lead it after the first 50 in lane 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's out 27-4 I found myself just watching at that point, just being a spectator.
Yeah, he had a very pretty stroke.
Yeah, he was very in control. It didn't look like he was trying too hard. He was just doing his thing to find that easy speed on the butterfly.
About a body length lead for him now on this backstroke leg. 15 meters to go.
Yeah, it looks like he's extending this lead in lane number 4, but other than that,
the rest of the field bunched up right behind him.
Yeah, you got a 7-way race for second.
On now, transitioning to breaststroke, leading in lane 4. Officially in lane 1, Sanchez in second at the turn to breaststroke.
Yeah, not a whole lot of space between first and eighth, or second and eighth, rather. Corey Hahn, he's got first locked up at the moment. He went out in 100. That's a great first 100 split from Corey Hahn. Obviously wished he would have been in the A final with a first 100 like that.
Maintaining perhaps maybe a body and a half length lead as he heads down to the far end of the turn to start his freestyle leg.
Looks like Blystev and Ackerman trying to move up.
Blystev is in lane 3. Ackerman down there in lane 7.
It looks like Ackerman taking over second at this moment. 16-year-old from Franklin Regional, but Blystev as well, fighting in lane number 3. Corey Hahn's going to win this B final, though. There's no doubt about that. He led wire to wire.
Let's see what his winning time is for Corey Hahn. It's going to be 2:09.15.
Solid 3-second drop from his time this morning. He's happy about it.
Ivan Blystev in lane 3 got second in a time of 2:12.54 in the B final. Time for the A final now for the men. In the 200-meter IM, in lane 1, Walker Matthijs, 18-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 2, Logan Poswinski, 17-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 3, Henry Haupt, 20-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 4 is Cooper Callahan, 20-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 5, Hayden Linham, 17-year-old from Summit City. Lane 6 is Seth Cannon, 18-year-old from the Newburgh Sea Creatures. Lane 7, Luke Parsons, 17-year-old from Fisher's Area. And in lane 8, Henry Linus, 16-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic Club. Callahan qualifying number 1 this morning at Center Grove in a time of 2:08.08. Smule holds the meet record set in 2013, 2:02.08. Association record Lanza 1:58.10.
Yeah, Vinny Lanza, IU great in 1:58.1. Yeah, that's not going to go down. He's a world championship participant for Brazil. It's a pretty good association record in the 200 IM. That's the time you see at trials in the Olympic Games. And that's the records at the state of Indiana. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. That just speaks to the level of excellence across the board in this senior age group once you get to that point in high school and in the college level.
And the backstroke leg here in the A final. In lane 4 out in front is Callahan, the top seed. Trying to close in now and perhaps take over the lead at the end of the backstroke leg here in lane 6 is Seth Cannon.
Cannon just graduated his senior year. Newburgh Sea Creatures takes over the lead by just 1/10 of a second. Both swimmers get under a minute, and they're not even under a minute. They're under 59.
Great transition to breaststroke here in lane 3 by Henry Haupt from Indiana Swim Club.
Yeah. Hopped on IU's swim team. Looks like he can put together a breaststroke leg. He's slowly but surely trying to creep up. So is Lynham in lane number 5.
Looks like lane 4, though, Callahan may have the lead to start the freestyle leg in lane 4.
Callahan was the fastest by 2 seconds this morning. The rest of the field was only separated by another 1.5. Looks like Seth Cannon's not going to go down without a fight, lane 6.
No, he's had a good swim so far in lane 6. We'll see if he or anybody else can give Callahan a run here on this final 25 meters. So far, it doesn't look like it.
No, looks like Callahan is powering forward. Body length lead heading into the last 5 meters of this 200 IM, and he's going to take the win.
Might be a good battle for second, but Callahan going to win the A final here in a time of 2:06.72.
Yeah, great battle for third there. Only 6/100ths of a second separating Haupt and Lyman.
Cannon second and 6, 2:08.53, and third place in lane 3 was Haupt, 2:08.97. And that's going to conclude our IM portion of this meet. And so we're going to turn things over to the voice of the pool deck, Mike Miles, here in a moment for an awards break. Awards for the 800 freestyle for the 13-14 girls, the 13-14 boys in the 1500 freestyle, and then all age groups in the 200 IM coming up here shortly with the voice of the pool deck, Mike Miles. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Indiana Swimming. Indiana Swimming is one of the 59 local swimming committees that make up USA Swimming. Indiana Swimming would like to wish all of this weekend's competitors good luck and fast times. Indiana Swimming creating opportunities for swimmers to realize their dreams. After the awards break here, it's going to be event 117, the 11-12 girls 100-meter freestyle. In fact, we'll see all age groups here, Griffin, coming up in a fun event here, the 100 freestyle after the awards break.
Oh, I can't wait. And one of my favorite events in swimming is the 400 freestyle relay. It just unites the pool deck. It's fun. It's electric every time. It's fun at every level of swimming. It doesn't matter if you're 11, 12, 13, 14, or the Olympic Games. It's so fun. And what's, the feeder to the 400 freestyle relay? Well, it's the 100 freestyle, and it's just 2 lengths of the pool. It's a sprint, but you also have to have a little bit of an aerobic base to get through the whole 100. There's only one turn. I'm excited because we're going to get all sorts of kinds of 100 freestyles from the 11, 12-year-olds all the way up to the big boys in the open 15 and over race.
Yeah, that's what makes it exciting being in meters, long course meters, is the start's still very important, but you've got that one turn, only one turn as opposed to short course yards.
Yeah, the start's important, the turn's important, but also building through each 50 equally as important. But in the 100, you can't start off slow. You got to go out fast, you got to come back fast if you want to have a good 100 freestyle. And
we've seen one meet record fall so far already, and association record in the same race so far. So the totals for the meet stand at 14 and 8 here as we head into the 100 freestyle. Let's go down to Mike Miles, the voice of the pool deck, for our awards presentation.
And now the award presentation, 13-14 girls 800 freestyle. In 8th place from Elkhart United Aquatics, Liz Holds. 7th from Concord Swim Club, Maya Preston. 6th place from Zionsville, Ava Murray. 5th place from Westfield Aquatics, Lainey McCulloch. 4th place from Munster Swim Club, Mia Turfler. 3rd place from Carmel, Maria Daly. 2nd place from Irish Aquatics, Christina Browning. And your 2024 champion and 13-14 girls 800 free from Westfield Aquatics, Haley Morris, in a time of 9:28.80. Award presentation now. 13-14 boys, 1500 freestyle. In 8th place from Carmel Swim Club, Jack Street. 7th place from Boilermaker Aquatics, Austin Pritz. 6th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Sakai Akhtar. 5th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Gavin Gannon. 4th place from Valparaiso Swim Club, Hank Calhoun. 3rd from Irish Aquatics, Sawyer Wells. Second place from Carmel Swim Club, Landon Lewis, and the 2024 champion in 1314 boys 1500 free from Club Olympia, Joshua Pendleton, in a time of 17:01.41. The next award presentation, 11 and 12 girls, 200 IM. In 8th place from Carmel Swim Club, Karen Preston. 7th place from Carmel, Delaney Sweeney. 6th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Melina Williams. 5th place from Indiana Swim Club, Crystal Tang. 4th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Annie Hare. 3rd place from Carmel Swim Club, Libby Lale. 2nd place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Grace Gannon. And the 2024 champion in 11 and 12 girls, 200 IM from Carmel Swim Club, did it, establishing a new meet and Indiana Association record with her swim of a 2:26.83. Katie Allen, ladies and gentlemen. Award presentation now, 1314 boys, 200 IM. Eighth place from Carmel Swim Club, Carter Collette. 7th from Center Grove Aquatic Club, Matthew Quadros. 6th place from Irish Aquatics, Max Barnes. 5th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, James Hench. 4th place from Zionsville Swim Club, Everett Heiser. 3rd place from Carmel, Gabriel Wang. Placing 2nd from Carmel, Mac Allen. And the 2024 champion in 1314 boys 200 IM from Summit City Aquatics, Josiah Collins, in a time of 2:11.44. All right, before we move on to our next award presentation, I want to properly recognize the 11 and 12 boys 200 IM, because I did not have the correct sheet. So at 11 and 12 boys, they've already been up, they've been down already. But in 8th place from Summit City Aquatics, Blake Waldo. 7th from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Liam Chop. 6th place from Indiana Swim Club, Jake Zhao. 5th place from Riviera Swim Team is Luke Bramus. 4 from Carmel Swim Club, Edward Enoch. 3rd from Flashes Aquatics, Victor Martin. 2nd from Carmel Swim Club, Blake Hadley. And the winner of the 11 and 12 boys 200 IM from Carmel was Lynn Ray On in a time of 2:22.90. Our apologies from the head table here to those swimmers. But up on the awards podium now, we should have our top 8 from 13-14 girls, 200 IM. Right, girls? Are they even listening? That's okay. All right. We should have the top 8 on the awards podium now. 13-14 girls, 200 IM. In 8th place from Carmel Swim Club, Maria Daly. 7th place from Irish Aquatics, Molly Barnes. 6th place from Carmel Swim Club, Isabel Harger. 5th place from Munster Swim Club, Maria Turfley. 4th place from Valparaiso Swim Club, Evie Papakronis. 3rd place from Carmel Swim Club, Madeline Yankas. 2nd from Zionsville Swim Club, Haley Hunter. And your 2024 champion in 13-14 girls 200 IM from Carmel Swim Club, Ellie Clark, in a time of 2:21.13. And now the award presentation in 13-14 boys 200 IM. In 8th place from Carmel Swim Club, Carter Collette. 7th place from Center Grove Aquatic Club, Matthew Quadros. 6th place from Irish Aquatics, Max Barnes. 5th from Fort Wayne Swim Team, James Hench. 4th place from Zionsville Swim Club, Everett Heiser. 3rd place from Carmel Swim Club, Gabriel Wang. 2nd place from Carmel, Mac Allen. And your 2024 champion in 13-14 boys 200 IM from Summit City Aquatics, Josiah Collins, in a time of 2:11.44. Congratulations, gentlemen. 2 more award presentations to go in this break. And now the award presentation for senior women's 200 IM. In 8th place from Irish Aquatics, Kaya Podlin. 7th place from Zionsville Swim Club, Annabelle Swinney. 6th place from Irish Aquatics, Lauren McGrath. 5th place from Mooresville Area Swim Team, Lila Theriak. 4th place from Indiana Swim Club, Carolyn Fultz. 3rd place from Carmel Swim Club, Faith Gorey. Placing 2nd from Indiana Swim Club, Catherine Minnick. And the 2024 champion in senior women's 200 IM from Boilermaker Aquatics, Kira Kask, in a time of 2:19.94. And our final award presentation for this break, the senior men's 200 IM. We have our top 7 finishers in this event coming up on the awards podium. In 7th place from Center Grove Aquatic Club, Henry Linus. 6th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Luke Parsons. 5th place from Boilermaker Aquatics, Walker Matthijs. 4th place from Summit City Aquatics, Logan Pazwinski. 3rd place from Summit City Aquatics, Hayden Lynham. 2nd place from Newburgh Sea Creatures, Seth Cannon. And your 2024 champion in senior men's 200 IM from Boilermaker Aquatics, Cooper Callahan, on a time of 2:06.72.
So we're going to get events 117 to 122 underway here in just a moment. The 100-meter freestyle events. We're going to start with 11-12 girls 100-meter freestyle here. The 2 lengths of the pool here. Freestyle, B final coming up here in just a moment. In lane 1 will be Inslee Dahmer, 12-year-old from the Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 2, Mary McClish, 12-year-old from the Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 3, Zoe Bratcher, 12-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 4, Crystal Tang, 12-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 5, Sarah Dexter, 12-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 6, Maggie Hupster, 11-year-old from the Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 7, Paige Shannon, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. And lane 8, Braylon Burrows, 12-year-old from the Wabash Valley Swim Team. So is we ready to go here? The 100-meter freestyle for the 11-12 girls. 2 lengths of the pool. We'll see. Take a look at the reaction times on these freestyle starts. Probably might see some better reaction times when we get to the seniors.
Oh, most definitely. You'll see some power, like some pure athleticism, because the start, it's an athletic movement. It's not something that's, you just do. Like some people who might have started in different sports or just be naturally good at, tumbling or gymnastics or diving, might have a better start, but for the most part, it's a learned movement, and it takes some practice. And I love the 100 freestyle because there isn't a whole lot of separation in the finals. When it comes to all 8 swimmers, you look at this event, just 1 second separating the entire field here, and you can see it. I mean, you look at the pool, and everybody is close, and who might have that extra kick in tonight's finals to try to steal a heat and get a win? Look at lanes 1 and 2, Dahmer and McClish, fighting up there in lanes 1 and 2 for the win.
Yep, and Tang trying to stay in contention in lane 4, coming underneath the flags, but it looks like lane 2, a little burst into the wall. That's Mary McClish to win the B final in a time of 1:05.42.
Yep, gets the win by 0.6 of a second. Second was Tang, 1:06.02.
A final now, 11-12 girls 100-meter freestyle. Lane 1, Sophia Mueller, 12-year-old from Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 2, Elena Spicer, 12-year-old from the Washington Township Swim Club. Lane 3, Karen Preston, 12-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, Ella Eveslodge, 12-year-old from Westfield. Lane 5, Kate Allen, 11-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Gina Hench, 12-year-old from Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 7, Isabel Cox, 12-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. Lane 8, Stella Peters, 12-year-old from the Valparaiso Swim Club. Eveslodge qualifying number 1 this morning in prelims. Seed time 1:02.28. Zinowicz holds the Meeting Association record set in 2018, 58.77 the time.
So we'll see what type of gas Kate Allen has in the tank. She set the Indiana Association and meet record in the 200 IM. We'll see what she has in store for the 100-meter freestyle. She's in lane number 5. Ella Eveslodge from Westfield was the top seed after prelims, and they were only separated, Eric, by 1/100th of a second. Looks like Allen's out quick.
Yep, in lane 4. She gets in there first at the halfway mark. Eveslodge in second.
And Allen can see her. She is breathing to her left, and who's on her left? Lane number 4, Ella Eveslodge, her number 1 competition.
Looks like it's going to be between those two here with a half a lap to go. Allen still with the lead.
She's definitely not holding on to it 100%, though. Here comes Eveslodge from Westfield. It's going to be a battle. It looks like Allen has the edge by about a stroke and a half, and there she goes. She put her head down.
Yeah, sprinted to the finish inside 5 meters to take the win in the A final. 1:01.27, her winning time.
Wow, what a last 5 meters. And that's sometimes the difference in the 100 freestyle. If you can put your head down and drive into the wall, eyes on that black line on the bottom, usually good things happen. And Kate Allen securing her second win of the night in the 100-meter freestyle.
Evzod's got second in the A final. Now to the event 118, 11-12 boys, 100-meter freestyle B final. Lane 1, Dylan Pangmanen, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 2, Noah Terrell, 12-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 3, Trevor Smith, 12-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 4, Jackson Clem, 12-year-old Greater Evansville. Lane 5, Austin Young, 12-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 6, Ontario Johnson, 11-year-old Munster Swim Club. Lane 7, Romy Burton, 12-year-old Irish Aquatics. And in lane 8, we have A.J. Strong Jr., 12-year-old from Pike Township.
So Trevor Smith won the 50 backstroke, and he won the 100 backstroke. And now he's trying his hand at the 100 freestyle, and it looks like he's going to have the lead going into the 50 turn, and he does in 29:54.
Looks like second place at the turn in lane 5 was Young. Lanes 5, 6, and 7 trying to put on a charge on the way back here.
Yeah, it's a battle for sure. It looks like Smith's still in it, but Young and Johnson in 5 and 6 trying to catch.
Smith still with the lead in lane 3 at the 15-meter mark.
Great battle for second. Romy Burton, lane number 7, trying to get on the action, but Trevor Smith's going to win the B final.
Yeah, just great efficient stroke there for Trevor Smith to take the win. 101.53 for him.
And he'll have that 200 backstroke coming up later tonight. So big double for Trevor Smith.
Johnson second and 6, 102.88 final. Lane 1, Timmy O'Rourke, 11-year-old from Terre Haute Torpedoes. Lane 2, Edward Enoch, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3 is Luke Bramas, 12-year-old from Riviera. Lane 4, Landon Williams, 12-year-old from Elkhart United. Lane 5, Lynn Rayon, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Victor Martin, 12-year-old Flashes Aquatics. Lane 7, Jason Yang, 12-year-old from Boilermaker. And lane 8, Francis Wong, 12-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Williams in lane 4 qualified number 1 this morning, a time of 58.79. Meet in association record set in 1998 by Wasorick, 56.45. And Williams in lane 4 has had an outstanding meet for Elkhart United.
Broke the meet record in the 50 breaststroke just last night. I'm pretty sure he swept all 3 breaststroke events, winning the 50, 100, and 200. And then he also won the 50 freestyle. So if I had a favorite, it would be Landon Williams. And look at, I mean, he is just, first of all, the size is apparent. He swims big, and that's just a skill. And he's swimming, he's using his length to power out to a lead, and he is way out there in lane number 4.
Yeah, at least a body length at the halfway mark in the 100, which is really big.
27.3 on the first 50 to Lynn Ray On's 28.5. And On already swam the 200 IM, so that's no joke earlier on this session. He's had a little bit of time to rest and recover, but Landon Williams, he is pouring it on in lane number 4.
Less than half lap to go now for Williams. He leads On here inside 15 meters. Williams in 4, On in 5.
Yeah, Williams is going to do it. It's just a matter of how fast will he go. And he's just off the record in 57.08. A great swim, almost 2 seconds faster than this morning. And a great best time for Lynn Ray On as well in 58.10.
Getting third in lane 7 was Yang, 1:00.94.
Who's also had a great meet. He dropped 6 seconds yesterday to get second in the 100 fly.
Event 119 now, 13-14 girls 100-meter freestyle B final. Lane 1, Avery Mattern, 14-year-old Center Grove Aquatic. Lane 2, Audrey Wolf, 13-year-old Fishers area. Lane 3, Bryn Law, 13-year-old from Duneland. Lane 4, Madeline Yonkis, 13-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Brinley Bonez, 14-year-old from Duneland. Lane 6, Evie Papacronis, 14-year-old Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 7, Alexis Sereno, 14-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. And in lane 8, Kinsey Bogards, the 14-year-old from Southeastern Swim Club. Well, Bonez got a great start here in lane 5.
Yeah, it's just apparent. I mean, she just jumped off that block and never looked back. She's going to be first to the 50 by a good margin, 28.69. And it's a full second. And Papacronis is right there. She had a great swim in the 200 IM. We'll see how much gas she has in the tank to come back here on the second 50.
Coming up on a half a lap to go. Looks like Bonez by about a body length lead here. See if anybody can chase her down.
I don't know if anybody's going to be able to. And she just had an incredible start.
Yonkis coming on a little bit in lane 4, just above her here, coming underneath the flags.
Yeah, she's going to run out of pool.
Bonez is going to hang on and take the win in lane 5 in a time of 1:00.88. 101.21 for Yonkis in 4 to get second.
Yeah, she gave her a run for her money there at the end, and if she had maybe 5 more yards, maybe even 3 more meters, yards, whatever you want to call it, I think she might have taken it, but it's a 100-meter race, and Bonez got her hand on the wall first.
In the A final now, in lane 1, Peyton McDaniel, 14-year-old from Mount Vernon. Lane 2, Savannah Johnke, 13-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic. Lane 3, Molly Barnes, 14-year-old from the Irish Aquatics. Lane 4 is Ellie Clark, 14-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 5, Haley Hunter, 13-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 6, Kendall Diekman, 14-year-old Southeastern Swim Club. Her teammate is in lane 7, Ashlyn Hayes. She's a 13-year-old, though. In lane 8, Liz Holds, 14-year-old from Elkhart United. Clark qualified number 1 in prelims this morning, 58.73. Rothrock set the meet record in 2014, 57.25. Alex Shackle set the association record in 2021, 56.36. That
meet record has stood for a very long time. And I remember when it was set, that Trudy Rothrock, one of my college teammates, was a senior when I was a freshman. Amazing swim there back in the day. Ellie Clark is going to try to give it a run for her money. She's out 28-1, so she's got to have an incredible back half here if she wants to challenge. My guess is she's going to be just off. That 57 low has survived the test of time, and then Alex Shackle, I mean, that association record is just blazing.
Right now, your top 2 and 15 meters to go. Clark in 4 and Hunter in 5.
Looks like Ellie Clark's going to go 6 for 6 on the weekend. Not too shabby.
Indeed she will. Ellie Clark wins the A final. 13-14 girls 100 free in a time of 57.99.
And a great swim for Haley Hunter, getting under 1 minute and 59.12 to take second.
And third in lane 3, Barnes, 59.86. 13-14 boys 100-meter freestyle event 120. B final, lane 1, Braden Wright, 14-year-old from the Noblesville Swim Club. Lane 2, Kiari Slater, 13-year-old Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 3, Kai Paredes, 14-year-old from Riviera. Lane 4, Logan Senior, 14-year-old Fishers Area. Lane 5, Aaron Trin, 14-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Andrew Schreier, 14-year-old from Brownsburg Swim Club. Lane 7 is Christopher Divley, 14-year-old from Northridge Area. And in lane 8, Christian Miller, 13-year-old from Pacesetter Aquatics.
And here we go. Here comes the white water. We've been seeing a little bit of it, but once we get to see these senior groups, these older boys, you get plenty of white water there in this 100 freestyle. Looks like Aaron Trin's off to a great start in lane number 5.
That leads at the halfway mark. Second place in lane 4, Logan Senior.
Aaron Trin, man, lane number 5.
Yeah, he's gone after it here.
And we've seen it in several different heats. Like, for example, Brenly Benez in the Constellation Final 13-14 girls. She went for it, and she got rewarded. And that's what you have to do in a championship-level meet. You have to go for it, and you have to take a risk. And Aaron Trin, he's gonna convert here. 56-37.
Yep, to win the B final. Second place in lane 3, Kai Paredes from Riviera, 57.59.
Yeah, great swims all around there.
A final now in lane 1, James Hinch, 14-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 2, Austin Carlisle, 14-year-old from the Newburgh Sea Creatures. Lane 3, Donald Zhao, 14-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, Peter Kovacs, 14-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 5, Sawyer Wells, 14-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 6, Cooper McQuiston, 13-year-old Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 7, Everett Heiser, 13-year-old Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 8, Zach Broniger, 14-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic Club. Kovacs number 1 seed, qualifying in time 55.18. Wyatt Davis holds the Meeting Association record set in 2016, 53.04. Watch the start here from Kovacs in lane 4. He's been great off the starts this weekend.
He's been great all weekend long, and he wore a Speedo in prelims. So if I had to pick a favorite in this one, I'm picking the 50 free champion in Peter Kovacs.
Yeah, he opened up a body length lead here in the 100 after 25 meters off that start.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to win this race, and it's because he's been so good this weekend. We'll see what he flips in. 25:43. That's real fast, and it's a really fast record. I was in the race when Wyatt slammed a 53. I was in the heat, and so I remember finishing and being like, okay, that was for real.
Kovacs, 15 meters to go. He's going to win this. A final 13-14 boys 100-meter freestyle. The question is what's going to be the time here at the wall. It's going to be 53.71, just off the meet record.
A 53 is a fantastic swim. at 14. You talk about the barriers. Breaking 54, very big deal. You remember when you break 54, and pat on the back there to Peter Govacs.
Second place in lane 6, McQuestion.
13-year-old.
55.08, and getting third in lane 5 was Wells, 55.26. Women's 100-meter freestyle C final, lane 1, Amaya Sparks, 16-year-old from Valparaiso. Lane 2, Natalie Bansolos, 15-year-old Highland Hurricanes. Lane 3, Mia Henderson, 15-year-old Southeastern Swim Club. Lane 4, Lauren McGrath, 15-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 5 is going to be her teammate, Elena Riggins. She's a 16-year-old. Lane 6, Addie Mattern, 16-year-old Center Grove Aquatic. Lane 7, Ellison Miller, 15-year-old from Southeastern Swim Club. And in lane 8, Naomi Hines, 16-year-old also from the Southeastern Swim Club. Tight field here at the turn. Officially Mattern in lane 6 had the lead. Looks like all 8 in contention here, coming up on 25 meters to go here in the C final. Watch the top here in lane 8. Sparks may have the lead inside 15 meters, or in lane 1, excuse me.
You can't even call it. It's just, it's going to be a photo finish.
Lane 6 and 7 are going to have the photo finish. It's going to be a lane of, 5 and 6 with a photo finish. Riggins in lane 5 took the win, 59.44 to a 59.53 for Mattern in lane 6.
Wow, that was close. 9/100ths of a second. You can't even see it. You just got to turn your head at the board and see who got it. Riggins with the great finish under the flags.
The final now, lane 1, Kate Fetters, 15-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 2, Kaylee Wu, 18-year-old from Boilermaker. Lane 3, Addison Carlisle, 16-year-old from Newburgh Sea Creatures. Lane 4, Lila Theriak, 16-year-old from Mooresville area. Lane 5, Audrey Crawford, 18-year-old from the Southeastern Swim Club. Lane 6, Hattie Bose, 17-year-old from Noblesville Swim Club. And in lane 7, Katie Brenneman, 16-year-old from Concord. And in lane 8, Claire DeBritney, 16-year-old from Irish Aquatics. B final for the women in the 100-meter freestyle.
So B final, and it's just there's no separation. It's 0.5 of a second from this morning.
One turn coming up, the crucial turn. Let's see who gets off the wall, or gets to the wall first down there. It's Carlisle in lane 3. Coming up on a half a lap to go here. Maybe lane 3 a slight lead. That's still Carlisle. Here comes in lane 7 Brenneman, now coming on in lane 4 Theriak. We know she can close. She closed great in a final last night. And also at the wall, Brenneman, who's going to get in there. It's going to be Brenneman in lane 7, 58.41.
0.2 of a second. Can't make this up.
Theriak second in lane 4, 58.61. A final now in lane 1, Maris Williams, 15-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 2, Grace Dodery, 18-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3, Caitlin Hurley, 19-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 4, Avery Stein, 18-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 5, Laura Phipps, 18-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic Club. Lane 6, Faith Gorey, 15-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Emily Wolf, 15-year-old from Fishers area. And in lane 8, Ava Metzger, 16-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Stein posted the top time this morning in prelims, 58.05. Amanda Kendall set the meet record in 2017, 55.14. Alex Shackle set the association record this year in a time of 54.08.
Yeah, that's blazing.
Yeah, it is. But
I think it was at trials, too.
It's almost 4 seconds faster than our top qualifier here.
Yeah, I think that was set just last month at the Olympic trials. And that speaks to the records on the books in the state of Indiana.
Another tightly contested field here on the opening 50. We've seen that here on all of our senior women's 100-meter freestyle races. A little lead now for Phipps in lane 5. She charged into that wall down there. Phipps out in lane 1, coming up on half a lap to go, still with the lead.
Looks like it's Phipps.
Yep, Stein trying to give chase in lane 4 inside 15 meters as well in lane 3, Hurley.
And Faith Gorey in lane number 6.
Yeah, Gorey coming on.
Watch out, Faith Gorey.
6. Phipps charging to the finish and hangs on. Laura Phipps goes wire to wire in a time of 57:30 to win the A final.
Wow, what a close from Faith Gorey, coming home 29-3. Hurley came home 29-3 as well. 3/10 behind the leaders. Wow, what a final. I mean, for all 3 of those heats in the women's 100 free, it was within 0.2 of a second or less. And 2 of the heats were decided by 9/100ths of a second.
Yeah, some great races there. We'll see what the senior men can do here in the 100-meter freestyle. Event 122. C final in lane 1, Isaiah Winko, 15-year-old from Pike Township. Lane 2, Cale McCann, 16-year-old from Oak Hill Swim Club. Lane 3, Leo Nye, 16-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 4, Alex Koo, 15-year-old from Fishers Area. Lane 5, Ozzie Jankowski, 16-year-old from Mount Vernon. Lane 6, Camden Bailey, 15-year-old from Southeastern Swim Club. Lane 7, Bryce Lowe, 15-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. And in lane 8, Eli Dolan, 16-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club.
So he won. It's the 16 and under protected final. So giving these athletes a chance to make it back in the finals here at the SwimFest Championships.
Don't see any separation yet. Coming up on a half a lap to go here in the C final.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of white water in the men's 100 freestyle, and there's not a lot of separation. It looks like Alex Koo might have the lead here, and it looks like he's really separated in the final 10 meters.
Yep, he turned it on inside those final 10 meters, as you said there. 54:17 for him, the winning time.
Yeah, it's a great swim. Drop a full second from the morning, you'll take that all day in the open age group.
B final. Lane 1 will be Jay Stewart, 17-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 2, Zach Vervelead, 17-year-old from the Munster Swim Club. Lane 3, Sam Wolf, 17-year-old from Washington Township. Lane 4, George Patterson, 16-year-old from the Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 5, Ethan Zhang, 17-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Michael Gorey, an 18-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Owen Lindsay, 18-year-old from Summit City. And Lane 8, Carter Hadley, 16-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. And we've got another one of your brothers here.
Yeah, that's the other one. Outside smoke. Looks like George Patterson. That's a whole lot of white water in lane number 4, trying to get out to an early lead. 16-year-old from Valpo.
He's got the lead at the halfway mark in lane 4. Second place in lane 6, Gorey.
And Gorey committed to Texas. Going to be a senior next year at Carmel.
Looks like he may have taken over the lead here as we come up on the 15-meter mark. Lanes 4 and 5 hanging tough. Patterson and Zhang coming inside.
Oh, it's evened out a whole lot.
Yeah, it is inside 5 meters. And charging into the wall in lane 5, Zhang's going to take the win in a time of 53:16.
Yeah, that was there was a whole lot of shifting in the last 8 meters of that race, and Ethan Zhang put his head down and said, I'm going to take the B final, and he did just that. 53:16. Again, less than 0.2 of a second from first to third in that race.
53:31 for Gorey, who got second. A final, lane 1, Elliot Weisel, 19-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 2 is Brady Gray, 19-year-old from Jaguar Aquatics. Lane 3, Brody Friend, 19-year-old from the Washington Township Swim Club. Lane 4 will be Vidar Karlbaum, 19-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 5, Jake Terrera, 17-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 6, Alex Stone, 20-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 7, Henry Linus, 16-year-old from Center Grove Aquatic Club. And in lane 8, Ethan Johns, 21-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Blake Peroni set the meet record in 2015, 49:48. Zach Apple holds the association record from 2019, 47:79. And Carl Baum qualified number 1 this morning at Center Grove in a time of 52:76, swimming out of lane 4.
All right, here we go. A final. The men's 100 freestyle, and it is the men's 100 freestyle. As you can see, the water coming off a Carl bomb in the lane number 4.
Yeah, he jumped out to about a half a body length lead going into that only turn down at the far end of the pool.
Only swimmer that was able to get under 53 seconds this morning, out 24:48. Tarara right there as well, committed to go to Princeton. Swims for Brebeuf in the high school season and represents Zionsville during the summers.
Yeah, coming up a half lap to go. It looks like it's going to be between Carl Baum and Torreira right now. See if anybody else makes a move. Still those two. Perhaps Torreira, a slight lead coming underneath the flags into the wall. And
he got it.
Torreira in lane 5 wins the A final in a time of 51:47.
That's a fantastic swim for the 17-year-old out of Zionsville. 51:47. That's a big-time swim after going 53:0 this morning. And second, 51:60. It's a great time, too.
Carl Baum got second. Getting third in lane 3 was Brody Friend, 52:13.
Get some awards going.
Yep, we're going to head back down to the voice of the pool deck here in just a moment. Mike Miles for our awards presentation for all the 100-meter freestyle awards. We saw some great races in 100-meter freestyle as well. Mike will tell you all about it here in a moment. After the awards break, it'll be back. We're going to have some 200 backstroke races. 11, 12-year-olds in the 200-meter backstroke. It's a time final, so we'll have the fastest seeded heat of the time final. So, Griffin, that's what we got forward to look forward to after this awards break.
Yeah, I got some time finals. I think the open swimmers are done.
Yep,
I think that's it for the senior level athletes, and super fun to have them in the same building. When you see the 11-12s line the pool deck and watch the championship finals, it just has an effect. And I can remember being on this pool deck in 2016. I was just 13. And you watch the older swimmers who some of them are now Olympians, some of them are now national champions. It's pretty cool to see the dynamic between all the swimmers on this pool deck here at the SwimFest.
We're going to head down to Mike Miles, the voice of the pool deck, for the awards presentations here.
Again, award presentations now for our top 8 in all the 100 freestyle events. Please make your way over to award staging. All right, the award presentation in 11 and 12 girls, 100 freestyle. In 8th place for Valparaiso Swim Club, Stella Peters. 7th for Flashes Aquatics, Isabel Cox. 6th for Fort Wayne Swim Team, Gina Hench. 5th place for Fort Wayne Swim Team, Sophia Bueller. 4th from Washington Township, Elena Spicer. 3rd place from Carmel Swim Club, Karen Preston. 2nd place from Westfield Aquatics, Ella Efledge. And a 2024 champion in 11 and 12 girls 100 freestyle from Carmel Swim Club, Kate Allen, in a time of 1:01.27. Awards now for 11 and 12 boys 100 freestyle. In 8th place for Terre Haute Torpedoes, Timmy O'Rourke. 7th place for Carmel Swim Club, Edward Enoch. 6th place for Carmel, Francis Wong. 5th for Flashes Aquatics, Victor Martin. 4th for Riviera Swim Team, Luke Bromas. 3rd place for Bodemaker Aquatics, Jason Yang. 2nd place for Carmel Swim Club, Lynn Rayon. And your 2024 champion in 11 and 12 boys 100 freestyle from Elkhart United Aquatics, Landon Williams, in a time of 57.08. The awards presentation now. 13-14 girls 100 freestyle. Eighth place from Elkhart United Aquatics, Liz Holds. Seventh from Mount Vernon Swim Team, Peyton McDaniel. Sixth from Center Grove Aquatics, Savannah Yunke. Fifth from Southeastern Swim Club, Kendall Dykeman. Fourth from Southeastern Swim Club, Ashlyn Hayes. Third place from Irish Aquatics, Molly Barnes. Second place from Zionsville Swim Club, Haley Hunter. And the 2024 champion in 13-14 girls 100 free from Carmel Swim Club, Ellie Clark, in a time of 57.99. Award presentation, 13-14 boys, 100 free. In eighth place from Center Grove, Zach Groniger. Seventh place for Fort Wayne Swim Team, James Hench. Sixth place from Zionsville Swim Club, Everett Heiser. Fifth place from Newburgh Sea Creatures, Austin Carlisle. Fourth place from Carmel Swim Club, Donald Zhao. Third from Irish Aquatics, Sawyer Wells. Second from Zionsville, Cooper McQuiston. And the 2024 champion, 13-14 boys, 100 free from Indiana Swim Club, Peter Kovacs, at a time of 53.71. Now the award presentation, Senior Women's 100 Freestyle. In eighth place from Carmel Swim Club, Grace Doherty. Seventh for Fort Wayne Swim Team, Maris Williams. Sixth from Zionsville Swim Club, Ava Metzger. Fifth place for Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Emily Wolf. Fourth place from the Tigers, Avery Stein. Third place from Boilermaker Aquatics, Caitlin Hurley. Second place from Carmel Swim Club, Faith Gorey. And the 2024 champion in Senior Women's 100 Freestyle from Center Grove Aquatic Club, Laura Phipps, at a time of 57.30. Award presentation now in Senior Men's 100 Freestyle. In eighth place from Indiana Swim Club, Elliot Weissel. Seventh from Center Grove Aquatic Club, Henry Linus. Sixth from Carmel Swim Club, Ethan Johns. Fifth from Jaguar Aquatics, Brady Gray. Fourth from Indiana Swim Club, Alex Stone. Third from Washington Township Swim Club, Brody Friend. Second from Indiana Swim Club, Vidar Karlbaum. And the 2024 champion and senior men's 100 free from Zionsville Swim Club, Jake Terrara, in a time of 51.47.
Time final coming up here. Event 123, 11-12 girls 200-meter backstroke time final will be the fourth and final heat of time finals, the fastest seeded heat. Audrey Krill from Valparaiso, a 12-year-old, set the fastest time this morning in the prelim session, 2:35.85, but this is a time final, so that time certainly overall eligible for the overall win. Point scoring position.
And she chose to swim in the morning. Her 100, so this event is seeded by 100 time, and her time of 1:12.61 would have been the number 2 seed. So she elected to swim this in the morning.
Yeah, and that's what you can do that in a time final. You can't do that in a normal prelim final event.
Yes, exactly right.
You got to swim in the heat that you're assigned in a normal prelim final event, but not in the time final. So in this fourth and final heat of the 11-12 girls 200-meter backstroke time final, in lane 1, Isabella Hong, 11-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 2, Gina Hench, 12-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 3, Annie Hare, 11-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 4 is Ruby Sininger, 12-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 5, Peyton Nelson, 12-year-old from Northridge area. Lane 6 is McKenna Crumley, 12-year-old from Greater Evansville. Lane 7 will be Addie Adams, 12-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 8, Bristol Kane, 12-year-old from Pace Setter Aquatics. And as Griffin said, everybody was seeded in 100 time, so Sininger is the top seed in 100 time of 1:12.07. Ellie Clark set the Meeting Association record in this event in 2022. The time is 2:21.72. This will be 4 lengths of the pool backstroke. Time to beat again, 2:35.85 from the morning swim.
Yeah, so Audrey Krill, who swam this morning, was the runner-up in the 100 backstroke, so I'd bet that time is a great benchmark for us to look and see, okay, she went to 2:35 this morning. If you go right around a 2:35 or faster, if you're approaching that 2:30 mark, you're going to be in really, really good shape.
It's Peyton Nelson from Northridge area. Going to have the lead at the first turn down there. She got a great start.
But this is a very different event for the 11, 12-year-olds because they don't swim it during the year. They get a chance to try the 200s of stroke, that's the 200 back, the 200 butterfly, and the 200 breaststroke at these state championships. It's a different way of kind of incorporating more events for these 11, 12-year-olds, and it's not something they do all the time. And some of these 11, 12-year-olds might discover that they're a little bit better at the longer version of the stroke events. However, we'll see what happens because they're not necessarily super familiar with the strategy. Peyton Nelson, it's very apparent what her strategy is here through 100 meters.
Yeah, she's going to go after it and go as hard as she can, apparently, for as long as she can, and hopefully it holds up at the end.
Faster than the entry time.
Big lead right now for her.
Yeah, so she was entered with a 1:12.65, split a 1:11 on the first 100. So she's going for it. It looks like she's doing pretty good.
It's like moving into second place now here in this fastest seeded heat. In lane 3 is Annie Hare from Fishers area.
11-year-old. Had a great 200 IM earlier in the session, trying to move up. We'll check the splits here at the 50. It'll be interesting to see who the fastest swimmer in the pool is after 150 meters.
Final turn coming up.
Still a 3-second lead for Peyton Nelson.
Looks like Hare's fastest, but only maybe a second and a half faster than Nelson there.
Well, she went for it. Peyton Nelson just went for it on the first 50 of this race, and it's going to pay off.
Half a lap to go for Nelson, now coming down to 15 meters. Second place in lane 3 is Hare. Can Nelson hang on here in lane 5 and win this heat? Time to beat, by the way, is 2:35.85, and she's going to do that. She's going to win this event. 11-12 girls 200-meter backstroke.
All right, 2:32 wire-to-wire Peyton Nelson. Second was Annie Hare in 2:34.13, and then third is Audrey Krill from this morning in 2:35.85.
2:32.01 for Peyton Nelson to win the event. 11-12 girls 200-meter backstroke. Next up, we have event 124, 11-12 boys 200-meter backstroke time final. Third and final heat of time finals, the fastest seeded heat. In lane 1, it'll be Wyatt Jones, 12-year-old from Greater Evansville. Lane 2, Bryce Connor, 12-year-old from Noblesville Swim Club. Lane 3, Austin Young, 12-year-old from Fort Wayne. Lane 4, Trevor Smith, 12-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 5 is Max Schroeder, 12-year-old from the Indiana Swim Club. Lane 6, Owen Benesh, 12-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Eric Kozuzik, 11-year-old from Duneland. And lane 8, Liam Chop, 12-year-old from Fishers area. Smith will be the top entered time in the 100 time of 109.48 from the morning swim. 2:42.48 posted by Mason Afifi. That's the time to beat. Carter Lancaster setting the meet association record in 2019, 2:11.07.
Yeah, 2:11. That's just ridiculous. 2:11 is what it took to win the 13-14 200 backstroke this year, but again, it's just a great testament to the records that are on display at this state championship in the state of Indiana. Trevor Smith, he won the 50 back. He won the 100 back, trying to go for the triple crown here and take the 200 backstroke as well.
In lane 4 here. From Franklin Regional, let's see. Looks like you'll have the lead after the first 50 down there at the far end of the pool. Second place in lane 1, Wyatt Jones at the 50 turn.
Wyatt Jones, Greater Evansville. A great backstroker himself in lane number 1. Looks like Schroeder as well moving up in lane number 5.
Yeah, he's trying to hang with Trevor Smith in 4, and as we mentioned, lane 1, Wyatt Jones. 15 meters to go till the 100 wall here.
No cap, no problem for Schroeder in lane number 5.
Yep, indeed. At the halfway mark, it's still going to be Trevor Smith in lane 4 out in front of Wyatt Jones, who trails. He's in second in lane 1.
All right, Schroeder's trying to challenge Wyatt Jones. I don't know if he can see these guys. He might be able to see them underwater, but he might just be trying his hand at doing his very best, and it might work out for him. Looks like Wyatt Jones really putting in the work here in lane number 1.
Yeah, I think he's got a coach or a teammate over there along the sideline telling him to go.
Yeah, I see that.
Final turn. Smith now still out in front in lane 4. Second place now is Max Schroeder in 5 as we head for home.
Looks like Schroeder increased his tempo in lane number 5. Trevor Smith is catching a whole lot of water in lane 4. He's got a very efficient stroke. His stroke rate might be one of the slowest in the field, but he is pulling so much water, and it's working out for him.
15 meters to go. Smith still with the lead. Not giving up in lane 1, Wyatt Jones.
Yeah, Trevor Smith, Max Schroeder under the flags. Wyatt Jones as well. Battle for second.
Smith, as you said, just so efficient, takes the win in the heat, 2:25.96, and that's going to be good for first place overall in the event. Second place, Schroeder in 5, 2:26.70. That'll be second overall. Getting third overall in lane 1, Wyatt Jones, in a swim of 2:27.26. So it looks like all 8 of our fastest heat participants are going to be on the awards podium here.
So it looks like we're going to handle all of the awards before we get into relays. If I heard our voice of the pool deck, Mike Miles, correctly. So that's going to be like herding cats, as Mike would say. You're going to try to get all the finishers in the 11-12 girls 200 backstroke that just finished, and then all of the top 8 in the boys 11-12 200 back that they just got out of the pool. And now you're going to try to get them on the podium in the next 3 to 5 minutes. That's a tall task for the volunteers.
It is definitely going to be a tough task for Mike and all his assistants down there at the head table. That awards break coming up here shortly. Let's thank a couple sponsors. Speedo is an official sponsor of the Indiana Swimming LSC and all championship meets. and the Ellsmore Swim Shop. The Ellsmore Swim Shop is the official supplier and sponsor of Indiana Swimming and Team Indiana. Today's broadcast brought to you by Indiana Swimming. Indiana Swimming is one of the 59 local swimming committees that make up USA Swimming. Indiana Swimming would like to wish all this weekend's competitors good luck and fast times. Indiana Swimming provides progressive, innovative programs that inspire excellence. After the awards break here, we've got 2 events left. 13-14 girls 400 medley relay time final and 13-14 boys 400 medley relay. And we're going to close the meet out with those medley relays.
Always a good way to do it. Always fun. One of my favorite races in my entire swimming career was my 400 medley relay from SwimFest back in 2016 when my teammate caught up and he was way back and had a come-from-behind performance to get the win and break the state record. It was a whole lot of fun. Whole lot of fun.
Let's head down to the voice of the pool deck, Mike Miles.
Now the award presentation for 11 and 12 girls 200 backstroke. In 8th place from the Port Community Turbos, Lily Quedlin. 7th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Addie Adams. 6th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Gina Hench. 5th place from Greater Evansville Aquatic, McKenna Crumley. 4th place from Irish Aquatics, Ruby Sininger. 3rd place from Valparaiso Swim Club, Audrey Krill. Placing 2nd for Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Annie Hare. And the 2024 champion in 11 and 12 girls 200 backstroke for Northridge Area Swim Association, Peyton Nelson, at a time of 2:32.01. Waiting to do our award presentation, 11 and 12 boys 200 backstroke. And now the award presentation, 11 and 12 boys 200 backstroke. In 8th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Liam Chop. 7th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Austin Young. 6th place from Karma Swim Club, Owen Benish. 5th place from Dunlin, Eric Kazuzik. 4th place from Noblesville, Bryce Connor. 3rd place from Greater Evansville Aquatic, Wyatt Jones. 2nd place from Indiana Swim Club, Max Schroeder. And a 2024 champion in 11 and 12 boys 200 backstroke from Franklin Regional Swim Team, Trevor Smith, in a time of 2:25.96.
Next up, event 127 here, women's 13-14 girls 400-meter medley relay. 4 heats of time finals coming up here. Meet and association record set in 2021 by the Carmel Swim Club, 4:21.98. 4 heats of time finals. The fastest seeded heat will swim first. Here in lane 1, it'll be Fishers Area A, led off by Ruby Hines. Lane 2, Irish Aquatics A, led off by Molly Barnes. Lane 3 is Dunlin A, led off by Reese Kellstrom. Lane 4, Carmel A, led off by Isabel Harger. Lane 5, Carmel B, led off by Katie Daly. Lane 6, Southeastern A, led off by Zara Patton. Lane 7 will be Munster A, led off by Amelia Bushman. And in lane 8 will be Center Grove Aquatic A, led off by Santana Gonzalez. So backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, your stroke order here. Each athlete will swim 100 yards of the stroke that they are assigned to here to swim. And Griffin, one of the keys here is that you don't want to fall too far behind in an event like this, because if you do, the leading relay team is going to be putting a fresher swimmer in the pool to swim 100 meters long course.
Especially at the end of the race, because we talk about it in the 200 IM. If you get to the freestyle first, you're going from the slowest discipline to the fastest. If you get to your freestyler while everybody else is on breaststroke, that's a lot of white water and a lot to ask of your freestyler to go ahead and catch up.
So underway here on the backstroke leg, our fastest seeded heat, heat 1 of the 13-14 girls 400-meter medley relay time final.
So these heats, Eric, are fastest to slowest. And so we have 4 total heats of the girls or the women's 13-14 400 medley relay, but this is the fastest seeded heat of all of them. Looks like Irish Aquatics went with one of their strongest swimmers in Molly Barnes leading off in lane number 2. Carmel Swim Club had the meet record holder in the 100 backstroke, elected to put Ellie Clark on the butterfly leg.
All right, so we'll see how that plays out. It's going to be Irish Aquatics A with the lead after the backstroke leg. Let's take a look at the breaststrokers here. For Fishers Area A, Alex Nguyen. Irish A, Ariel Gunther. Dunlin A, Brenly Bonez. Carmel A, Helena Weller. Carmel B, Claire Kate. Southeastern A, Kendall Diekman. Munster A, Mia Turfler. And for Center Grove Aquatic Club A, it'll be Avery Mattern.
So Gunther's trying to do her thing to give Irish Aquatics the biggest lead possible on the breaststroke leg, because you have the meet and association record holder on butterfly coming up in lane number 4 for Carmel Swim Club, the 13-14 girl swimmer of the meet that will try to put her team in contention to win. But there's also so many teams that are so incredibly deep. Southeastern, another example. They've won a relay at these championships. In Dunland, a great relay as well. Brenly Benez trying to put her team in the mix. She had a fantastic race earlier tonight, and it looks like Dunland is now in the lead in lane number 3.
We expect that she's been very good in breaststroke here at this meet this week, and she's moved Dunland into the lead. Dunland's A team in lane 3 with 15 meters to go. Strong battle for second behind her, but it looks like it is actually now surging into second is Carmel B. Let's take a look at the butterflyers here. For Fishers Area A, it's Audrey Wolf. For Irish A, Aylin Bilgesser. Dunlin A, Kennedy Draves. Carmel A, Ellie Clark. Carmel B, Maria Daly. Southeastern A, Kinsey Bogards. Munster A, Lily King. And Center Grove Aquatic A, Savannah Jonke.
Get your popcorn ready, because it's time to turn into a race. Southeastern's got Kinsey Bogards in lane number 6. Fishers has Audrey Wolf in the water in lane number 1. They're creeping up, and then the main event, middle of the pool. Dunlin and Carmel already turning into a battle in lanes 3 and 4.
Yep, that looks like that is definitely going to be a battle heading home here on this butterfly leg. It looks like Clark went to the lead at the turn down there.
28.79 on the first 50 split. 2 full seconds faster than anybody else in the pool. Wow.
Clark flying, got a great rhythm going here. Half a lap to go on the butterfly leg for Carmel A. Lane 4.
And there's battles all over the pool. Lanes 1 and 2, Fishers and Irish, battle. Dunland's holding down second, but here comes Southeastern and Munster in 6 and 7 as well.
Anchor legs the freestylers. For Fishers Area A, Abigail Ackerman. Irish A, Christina Browning. Dunland A, will be Bryn Law. Carmel A, Madeline Yonkis. Carmel B, Alexis Sereno. Southeastern A, Ashlyn Hayes. Munster A, Abigail Glessinger. And for Center Grove Aquatic A, Adeline Temple. No doubt about it here. Carmel A is going to win this opening heat.
101 there from Ellie Clark. Just incredible split there from the butterfly leg to, slingshot her team into the lead. But we got a battle for second between Duneland, Irish, Fishers, even Southeastern. Yeah, Southeastern just took over. 28-1 there from Ashlyn Hayes, 13 years old, putting her team in the mix. Looks like Munster's in there too.
Yeah, fight for second is good. Let's see what Carmel A's winning time is going to be here.
Yeah, they're going to secure the state championship. That's for sure. Lane number 4.
And the winning time is going to be 4:29.43. And looks like finishing second here in lane 6 is going to be Southeastern A in a time of 4:37.26. Getting third in lane 3, Duneland 4:38.32. Carmel A establishing the time to beat. More than likely that's going to win the event, though.
Yeah, I don't see anybody getting close. So we've seen in the relays in the last several days that usually the team that wins that first heat, they're going to win the championship, and usually the teams that follow are going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc.
Heat 2, lane 1, Zionsville A, led off by Lily Polecki. Lane 2, Boonville A, led off by Elsie Tibbs. Lane 3, Carmel C, Bella Cox on leadoff. Lane 4, Fort Wayne A, led off by Josie Trent. Lane 5, Franklin Regional A, led off by Naomi Henry. Lane 6, Southeastern B, led off by Olive Cunningham. Lane 7, Fishers Area B, led off by Elise Eubank. And Lane 8, Westfield Aquatics A, with Haley Morris on backstroke.
So this is the heat where if someone was going to creep into the top 8, it would most likely come out of this heat right here.
Relay points are doubled, so even if they don't creep into the 8th place, it could be, you could get positions 9 through 16 out of this heat.
Yeah, you got it. In the team battles, it's, it's tightening up to where Zionsville and Southeastern for 5th and 6th in the whole SwimFest are separated by 6 points. And so that could be decided by this relay right here.
Franklin Regional out in front after the backstroke leg in lane 5. Let's take a look at the breaststrokers. For Zionsville A, Ava Murray. Boonville A, Josie Boger. Carmel C, Shauna Fowler. Fort Wayne A, Naomi Boland. Franklin Regional A, Harper Stone. Southeastern B, Delaney Miller. Fishers Area B, Larkin Lee. And for Westfield A, it's Christy Stewart. Good battle here the whole way so far. Lanes 4 and 5, and looks like it's now Fort Wayne into the lead as they have taken over the lead from Franklin Region, who had it in 5.
Yeah, it's a duel in the pool, in the middle of the pool right now. 143.97, 144.44. You call it. Fort Wayne took over the lead with a big-time split there from Naomi Boland. 36 to everybody else's 37 in the pool. And that's the difference thus far in heat number 2.
Fort Wayne pulling out to about a body length lead, half a lap to go on this breaststroke leg. A great battle for 3rd place behind him. Lanes 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7.
Yeah, Boland pulling out ahead of the rest of the field.
Butterfly leg coming up here. Here's who's swimming butterfly. Zionsville A, Haley Hunter. Boonville A, Sarah Claire Bouchers. Carmel C, Kate Kistler. Fort Wayne A, Meredith Worrell. Franklin Regional A, Annie Centino Arras. Southeastern B, Peyton Walker. Fishers Area B, Lexi Adamson. For Westfield A, Evie Wheat.
Yeah, Fort Wayne out front, thanks to Naomi Boland, their breaststroker, who did her job. And that's another way to put it in this 400 medley relay. You got to do your job. Everybody's got a different leg, and nobody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing something different. And so when you're assigned a leg, when you're assigned a stroke, you need to do that leg to the very best of your ability in order to put your team in the best position possible to go win a heat.
Fort Wayne A extending its lead on this butterfly leg. Let's see if anybody's creeping up on Franklin Regional for that 2nd spot, maybe making a move here in lane 2 Boonville A.
Sarah Claire Broshears, a great flyer up there in lane number 2. It looks like she has totally evened the gap there with Franklin.
Let's take a look at the anchor legs, the freestylers here. For Zionsville A, Cecilia Waller. Boonville A, Phoebe Pryor. Carmel C, Natalie Powers. Fort Wayne A, Georgia Patterson. Franklin Regional A, Jolene Ackerman. Southeastern B, Sarah Cooper. Fishers Area B, Lily Kane. And for Westfield A, Lainey McCulloch.
Fort Wayne continues to lead in lane number 4. This is the scenario where they might be able to creep into that top 8. Fort Wayne A relay. It looks like Franklin regaining that second place position there with a big 29-2 split from Jolene Ackerman.
Yeah, Ackerman really on the move on freestyle.
Yeah, she's cementing herself into that second place position. Zionsville A moving up as well. They know they got to score some points here. Moving up.
Fort Wayne A is going to win this second heat in a time of 4:42.09. Getting second in lane 5, Franklin Regional A, 4:43.36. Zionsville A and 1 got third in the heat, 4:47.23. Heat 3, lane 1, Noblesville A, led off by Addie Getler. Lane 2 will be Plainfield Community A, led off by Madeline Western. Lane 3, Greater Evansville A, Harper Haney on leadoff. Lane 4, Valparaiso A, Evie Papakronis on backstroke. Lane 5, Lake Central A, led off by Kaylee Schaffenberger. Lane 6, Dunlin A, Alicia Scoff on leadoff. Lane 7, Northridge Area A, led off by Maddie Hoagland. And in lane 8, we have Carmel's D team, which with Haley Coleman on backstroke. Heat 3 of the time final, 13-14 girls, 400-meter medley relay time final.
So now you're getting into the teams that are fighting for points. Like you said, relays, double points. 16 relay teams have already swum. So these are teams 17 through 24 that are on the outside looking in, trying to add points to their final total for their teams.
Valparaiso A out in front halfway through this backstroke leg in lane 4 with Papakronis on backstroke.
And Papakronis was in that backstroke heat. She's in the 200 IM heat. There's been a lot of finals this week, including that 100 freestyle. A talented swimmer there from Valpo leading the way in heat number 3.
It's like in second place here in top of your screen in lane 2, Plainfield Community A. As we come up on the relay exchange, breaststrokers to the pool here. Let's tell you who's swimming breaststroke. For Noblesville A, Stella Kramer. Plainfield Community A, Ella Woods. Greater Evansville A, Adrian Lowe. Valparaiso A, Allie Hogue. Lake Central A, Abigail Campbell. Dunlin B, Taylor Ryan. Northridge Area A, will be Erica Arpin. And for Carmel D, Kohana Owen.
So Valpo's holding on to their lead through 25 meters of breaststroke, but it looks like Plainfield and Greater Evansville, 2 and 3. That's Ella Wood and Adrian Lowe. They're moving up.
Yeah, that's the battle right now. They're trying to inch up on Valparaiso A in lane 4.
We'll check the splits because I think they have gained some ground there. Yeah, 37-9 and 39-1. Significant jumps from the teams in lanes 2 and 3.
It's like a three-way battle for the lead now.
Watch out for Doolin's B relay. Taylor Ryan moving up as well.
Trying to make it a four-way battle for the lead here shortly if she can get up there. Half a lap to go on this breaststroke leg.
Oh, I think it's going to be a four-way battle here heading into the butterfly leg. This one's going to be fun. Looks like Plainfield, Greater Evansville in first and second at the moment. Valpo and Dunland also trying to get in on it. Yeah, it's pretty even going into butterfly.
Let's take a look at the butterflyers. For Noblesville A, Allie Amsden. Plainfield Community A, Hudson Helton. Greater Evansville A, Ella Hillhouse. Valparaiso A, Reese Anderson. Lake Central A, Leah Castle. Dunland B, Mackenzie Soto. Northridge Area A, Ava Yeater. And for Carmel D, Story Hughes.
Yeah, Dunland ended up being first after a breaststroke because of a big-time leg from Taylor Ryan. It looks like Greater Evansville now into the lead with their butterflyer.
Out in lane 3, but Plainfield Community A and their butterflyer, Helton, looks like staying right with them. Still Duneland out in front in lane 6, officially on the scoreboard at the halfway mark of the butterfly.
Yeah, sneaking in there. It looked like he could have been Greater Evansville, but they touched third at the wall. This one's going to be real close heading into the freestyle. Not a whole lot of separation through this entire heat in this 400 medley relay, heat number 3.
Inside 15 meters to go now on the butterfly leg. It's still Duneland and Greater Evansville, the top 2 coming inside the flags. Let's take a look at the freestylers here. For Noblesville A, it's Haley Blackwell. Plainfield Community A, Maddie Moore. Greater Evansville A, Lily Graber. Valparaiso A, Michaela Cronch. Lake Central A, Julian Haig. Duneland B will be Madeline Miles. Northwood Jerry A, Audrina Eads. And for Carmel D, Quinn Pollock.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when they go over down to the north end of the Natatorium. Kind of just got to look at the scoreboard because it looks like Plainfield really had a great first 50. Wow, 29:37 for Maddie Moore.
Plainfield in the lead, at least off the turn, but it's a good 3-way battle here. Plainfield in 2, Greater Evansville in 3, and we don't count out Duneland yet here in 6 either.
It looks like Maddie Moore in Plainfield in lane number 2.
Yeah,
she is taking control of this race, and that's what you do as an anchor. That's your job. Figure it out, go get a win, and wow, after having no separation through 300 meters, Maddie Moore has taken this heat and said, Plainfield for the win.
And Plainfield's A's winning time in the heat, 4:51.97. Second place in the heat, Duneland B, 4:55.43, getting third in lane 3, Greater Evansville, 4:56.13. Heat 4 coming up here. Lane 2 will be Fishers Area C, CJ Petrosky on leadoff. Lane 3, Crown Point A, led off by Allie Landgrave. Lane 4, Boilermaker A, Maddie Klingy on leadoff. Lane 5, Irish Aquatics B, Lily Abeer on leadoff. Lane 6 is Summit City A, led off by Ella Rissling. And lane 7, Franklin Regional B, led off by Mackenzie Rush. Final heat of the time final here for the 13-14 girls 400-meter medley relay. Certainly seems like Carmel A will take the win here with their swimming that first heat of a time of 4:29.43.
Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. Lanes 2 through 7 occupied here in the 4th and final heat. 1 at the top of your screen, 8 at the bottom. And you got a buffer lane at the top in 1 and at 8 as well. Pretty close here through 50 meters.
Scoreboard says Franklin Regional out in front in lane 7, halfway through the backstroke leg.
Yeah, only separation so far, Mackenzie Rush for Franklin in 7. All 4 swimmers from lanes 2 to 5 looked like they're all on the same stroke. They're just stroke for stroke down the stretch, no separation. Franklin's going to lead after 100 meters of backstroke, leading into the breaststroke leg.
Let's tell you who's swimming breaststroke here for Fishers Area C. Audrey Deal, Crown Point A, Leilani Lyles, Boilermaker A, Jada Wong, Irish Aquatics B, Lauren Arnold, Summit City A, Caitlin Yak, and for Franklin Regional B, it's Lauren Helvey.
Looks like Jada Huang for Boilermaker, lane number 4, making up some ground on Franklin. Hard to tell from this angle, but it really does look like Boilermaker might have taken the lead here, heading under the flags. Oh yeah. 38-2-3. Big time split there from Boilermaker in lane number 4.
Out in front here. A little less than half a lap to go on this breaststroke leg. Jada Wong for Boilermaker in lane 4. trying to come up on her a little bit here in lane 3, Crown Point with Lyles. Looks like they may have moved into second here in lane 3.
Oh, for sure. It's Boilermaker 1, Crown Point 2, in a very, very strong breaststroke leg from Jada Huang to move Boilermaker into the front.
Here are our butterflyers here for Fishers Area C, Abby Jane Abbott, Crown Point A, Juliet Fancher, Boilermaker A, Lily Zawicki, Irish B, Maddox McLean, Summit City A, Marin Romine, and for Franklin Regional B, Emma Barnett.
Zawicki in 4, Fancher in 3, battling it out here in the butterfly leg. Looks like it's going to be pretty close coming into the wall.
Let's see if Fancher from Crown Point can keep it within striking distance here for their anchor leg freestyler against Boilermaker A.
Looks like it definitely is going to come down to the freestyle.
It actually may go into the lead here.
Oh, she did. Oh, she definitely did. What a third 25 there.
Yeah.
Talk about some strategy. Now she's pouring it on.
Crown Point A in lane 3. Excellent butterfly leg here from Juliet Fancher. Gonna hand it off to the anchor leg, the freestyle. Let's take a look at the freestylers here for Fishers Area C. Sakari Shaw, Crown Point A, Morgan Kobecki, Boilermaker A, Bella Burgess, Irish B, Gabby Hintz, Summit City A, Leah Risley, and for Franklin Regional B, Simone Craig. Crown Point A just put the hammer down these last few legs.
It was even after 200, and it was even after 250, and now it's not even close. Crown Point running away with the final heat.
One turn left for them in lane 3. In second place in lane 4, still Boilermaker A.
Yeah, they made up some ground. 2.5 seconds on the freestyle.
On lane 7, I'm not sure if they've got a charge for Boilermaker or not here. And that's Summit Franklin's Regional B.
They were way back. If they make it all the way, that would be just an unbelievable comeback.
I don't know if they'll get the win. They may get second here. Crown Point A still looking like they're going to take the win here in this heat in lane 3.
Yeah, Franklin's going to run out of pool, but what an effort from their anchor, No Barnett.
Crown Point A wins the final heat in a time of 5:01.03. In lane 3, second place in the heat went to Franklin Regional B in 7, 5:01.74. Carmel A will win that event in a time of 4:29.43. Event 128, 13-14 boys, 400-meter medley relay. We have 3 heats of time finals. The fastest seeded heat is here in heat 1. In lane 1, it'll be Carmel B, led off by Carter Kellett. Lane 2, Indiana A, led off by Easton Geo. Lane 3, Fishers Area A with Logan Sr. on leadoff. Lane 4, Carmel A, led off by Aaron Trin. Lane 5, Center Grove Aquatic A, Aiden Lavery on leadoff. Lane 6, Zionsville A, led off by Everett Heiser. Lane 7 is Irish Aquatics A, Ethan Cummins on leadoff. And lane 8, Summit City A. They've got Patrick Collins in the water first for them. Carmel set the meet record in 2016, 4:06.66. Franklin Regional holds the association record. It was set last year in a time of 4:04.20.
All right, first heat, which is the fastest seeded heat in this boys 13-14 400 medley relay. Trin out front, 30.7 for Carmel. And there's a couple legs you want to pay attention to. No bigger than Peter Kovacs, who will be on the butterfly for Indiana Swim Club. So if you are anybody else in this pool right now, you do not want to be close to Indiana Swim Club in lane 2 when the butterfly leg rolls around on the third leg.
Yeah, also Summit City A with Josiah Collins on breaststroke. We'll keep an eye on that leg coming up here in just a moment.
Oh, for sure.
With the lead here after the backstroke leg to Carmel A in lane 4. Let's take a look at the breaststrokers. For Carmel B, Jack Street. Indiana A, Brian Wong. Fishers Area A, Elijah Fishman. Carmel A, Mac Allen. Center Grove Aquatic A, Matthew Quadros. Zionsville A, Cole Meyer. Irish A, Max Barnes. And Summit City A, Josiah Collins. Carmel out in front in lane 4 here on the breaststroke leg.
And Indiana Swim Club is in second, lane number 2. This could get real interesting real fast because exactly what happened in the girls' race in the 13-14 medley relay, Carmel was chasing, and Ellie Clark dives in the water.
Yeah.
Well, you know who's been one of the swimmers of the meet so far? That's Peter Kovacs. And Josiah Collins in lane number 8, bottom of our screen. He's moved Summit City all the way up into 3rd place.
Yeah, a little hard to see. Might be blocked by the athletes on the side of the pool here. Carmel halfway through this, half a lap to go on the breaststroke leg, out in front here in lane 4.
And
Summit City now into 2nd place in lane 8.
I don't know if they're going to catch Gabe Wang or Mac Allen in lane 4. But it looks like Josiah Collins has moved Summit City, helped his team out.
Butterflyers here for Carmel B, Hudson Wenrick, Indiana A, Peter Kovacs, Fishers Area A, Gavin Gannon, Carmel A, Gabriel Wang, Center Grove A, Jaden Jai, Zionsville A, Kiari Slater, Irish A is Grayson Wells, and for Summit City A, Wes Brooks.
And here comes Peter Kovacs. He's way back, and I'm not saying that there's a chance because, you know, Carmel's way out there. 27-8 split. That's big time. But a 27-3 split from David Kovacs.
And made up about a half a second. They're going to have to do a lot better than that.
Yeah, they're gonna. It's just he's gonna. Kovacs gonna have a great swim, but you know who else is having a great swim? At Carmel A in lane number 4.
Half a lap to go. Carmel A is going to have the lead. Going into the anchor leg here over Indiana A in lane 2 into the freestyle leg. Let's take a look at the anchor leg swimmers. For Carmel B, it'll be Orion Hughes, Indiana A, Dylan Van Sant, Fishers Area A, Zachy Akhtar, Carmel A, Donald Zhao, Center Grove Aquatic A, Zach Groninger, Zionsville A, Cooper McQuiston, Irish A, Sawyer Wells, and Summit City A, Rohan Sievers.
Yeah, so Indiana Swim Club, you know, 3 or 4 body lengths to make up, and it looks like Center Grove has 3rd locked up as well.
In lane 5. Final turn for Carmel A in lane 4.
Yeah, 26-5, first 50 there. We'll see what Van Zant turns in. 27-7, so Carmel extends their lead.
Charge coming out of lane 6 here on the anchor leg. Zionsville A with McQuiston trying to reel in Center Grove.
He was second in the 100 freestyle early tonight. He's given Center Grove and Indiana Swim Club a run for their money.
Carmel A is going to win this first heat, the fastest seeded heat, the time of 4:09.98. Let's see who gets this second place at the wall. Great battle to the wall.
Zionsville
got it. 28:56 to close by McQuiston to get second for the team.
Wow, what a second 50 split. That's unbelievable. That's a comeback for the silver medal, that's for sure. What a swim there out of Zionsville in lane 6.
4:16 flat for them. Getting 3rd, Indiana A in lane 2, 4:16.09. Heat 2 now of the time final. In lane 1, Valparaiso A led off by Hank Calhoun. Lane 2 will be Noblesville A led off by Jackson Teskey. Lane 3, Lake Central A led off by Dylan Pacheco. Lane 4, Boilermaker A, Gage Spears on leadoff. Lane 5, Southeastern Swim Club of Fishers A led off by Ivan Semko. Lane 6 will be Fort Wayne A led off by Gabe Taylor. Lane 7, Carmel C. Landon Lewis up first there, and in lane 8, Franklin Regional A with Oliver and Abnett on backstroke. Second of 3 heats here in the time final, 13-14 boys 400-meter medley relay.
So these are teams seeded 9 through 16. They're seeded to score points. Their goal, move up in that top 8. Try to get on that podium to close out the SwimFest. Last event of the meet right here, 13-14, 400 medley relay. Out front, Noblesville, Jackson Teskey.
Noblesville in lane 2 here. Looks like they've got a slight lead over Lake Central in 3 here on this backstroke leg.
Dylan Pacheco, he's got something to say about it. He's fighting back in these last 10 meters.
Lake Central's going to go into lead. Let's take a look at the breaststrokers here. Valparaiso A, Jacob Kovalarczyk. Noblesville A, Braden Wright. Lake Central A, Brody Kales. Boilermaker A, Eric Yu. Southeastern A, Bryce Salvadori. Fort Wayne A, James Hintz. Carmel C, Eli Lefevre. And for Franklin Regional A, it's Deuce Calloway. Neck and neck battle here, lanes 2 and 3. Noblesville A and 2 and Lake Central A and 3.
Yeah, Lake Central took the lead there in the last 10 meters of the backstroke leg. Looks like Eric Hugh moving up for Boilermaker as well. We'll check the splits. 34-1 and 32-2 from James Hench, Fort Wayne in lane 6. So they're only 2 seconds back now from the lead, and breaststroke can change everything. I wouldn't be surprised if Fort Wayne took the lead after this 50 right here.
Yeah, Hench flying in lane 6. I don't think he's quite gotten around Lake Central yet, who still leads in lane 3, but there's still 15 meters to go on this breaststroke leg.
Yeah, Lake Central leads. James Hench in second over there in lane number 6 for Fort Wayne.
Coming up on the exchange, butterflyers to the pool. Here's who's swimming fly for Valparaiso A, Ian Mendoza. Noblesville A, Isaiah Vose. Lake Central A, Aiden Nowinski. Boilermaker A, Jacob Tilton. Southeastern A, Zach Marchison. Fort Wayne A will be Brecken Luckett. Carmel C, Brecken Martin. And for Franklin Regional A, Braden McCallops.
Fort Wayne in 6 and Lake Central in 3. Neck and neck here through 50 meters of butterfly. And Fort Wayne takes the lead officially, 29-0 in the first 50 from Brecken Luckett.
Let's see how big a lead they can build up here with a half a lap to go on butterfly here. Fort Wayne A, lane 6. Battle for second again between Noblesville and Lake Central. Those two seem to have been going at it all the way so far. Lake Central battled for the lead a little bit ago, but now they're in a battle for second with Noblesville.
Isaiah Vose, Noblesville in second. Fort Wayne takes the lead.
Freestylers now, Valparaiso A, Jack Douglas. Noblesville A, Jacoby Defoe. Lake Central A, Ben Billingsley. Boilermaker A, Austin Pritz. Southeastern A, Josh Lawrence. Fort Wayne A, Emerson Klein. Carmel C, Tyler Johnson. And for Franklin Regional A, Noah Barnett. Will we get a three-way battle coming home on the final 50 between Noblesville and Lake Central and 3 and Fort Wayne and 6?
We just might, because Noblesville, Lake Central just both split 27 and Fort Wayne 28-99. Only a second separates all 3 swim teams.
Half a lap to go. Fort Wayne still hanging on in 6, but just barely. Here comes Noblesville and Lake Central in 2 and 3.
Oh, they're going to go right by him, and here comes Lake Central. Noblesville fighting as well. Defoe in 2, Billingsley in 3.
Now Billingsley's going to power Lake Central to the win in this heat in a winning time of 4:25.45.
That was a battle the whole way. Lake Central on backstroke, Noblesville breaststroke. Noblesville butterfly. Fort Wayne. Wow, what a finish.
Fort Wayne got second, 4:25.94, 4:26.35 for Noblesville. And our final race of SwimFest coming up here. Heat 3 of the 13-14 boys 400-meter medley relay time final. In lane 1, it'll be Greenwood Gators A, led up by Lucas Steffen. Lane 2, Center Grove Aquatic B, led up by Ian Raghavendra. Lane 3, Duneland A, led up by Aiden Guzzo. Lane 4, Boilermaker B, Matthew Newton on leadoff. Lane 5, Avon Community A, led off by Michael Zhao. Lane 6, Flashes Aquatics A, led off by Colby Sewell. Lane 7 will be Summit City B, led off by Reese Merritt. And lane 8, we have Irish Aquatics B, led off by Ben Barnhart.
Final race of the meet right here. And it's for pride. Everybody on the deck knows it. This is the final heat of the Indiana Swimming SwimFest Championships. So if you're a relay team in this heat, all you want to do is win. You just want to win the heat because it feels good to win here at the IU Natatorium.
Oh, absolutely. You leave here with a victory. That'd be fantastic for these 8 teams in the pool right now.
They're all battling to score points as well.
Early lead, Avon Community in 5. It's like second place here in lane 3 is Duneland.
Yeah, looks like Avon out in front. Michael Zhu hand it off to his breaststroker with a little cushion.
Take a look at the breaststrokers here. Greenwood Gators A is Griffin Kroll. Center Grove Aquatic B, Nolan Dunblazier. Duneland A is Vlad Lutterman. Boilermaker B, Jackson Ersland. Avon Community A, Hudson Wilhelm. Flashes Aquatics A, Boyd Wells. Summit City B, Joaquim Arambula. And for Irish Aquatics B, Avery Grundy. Halfway through the breaststroke leg, it looks like still Avon.
Yeah, Avon and Duneland. So looks like Duneland A 35.95 on the first 50 of breaststroke. So about a second separates Duneland and Avon, but Avon's led through 150 meters, haven't given up that lead just yet.
Half a lap to go on the breaststroke leg. Duneland they're coming hard on Avon here. 15 meters to go now in breaststroke.
It looks like Duneland has evened this up, that's for sure.
Looks like a good race setting up between these two. Let's take a look at the butterflyers here. Greenwood Gators A, Nick McCoy. Center Grove Aquatic B, Ruben Papavicu. Duneland A, Xander Weigel. Boilermaker B, Reed Leeper. Avon Community A, Kritish Satish Kumar. Flashes Aquatics A, Noah Sharp. Summit City B, Dominic Bloom. And for Irish B, Thomas Wanling. Great opening 25 meters by the Duneland butterflyer, Weigel.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, the first 35 meters separating with the gold cap for Duneland in lane number 3. Wow, yeah, I mean, he rocketed his way forward in that butterfly.
Got a battle for second now. Lanes 5 and 6 on this butterfly leg. Avon's getting a battle from Flashes Aquatics A there for that second spot.
Well, Noah Sharp just went out in 29. We haven't seen anybody go out in 29 since the first heat.
Yeah, he's moved the Flashes Aquatics team into second place.
Way up.
Behind Duneland in lane 3. Anchor legs coming up. The freestylers. Here's who's swimming freestyle. Greenwood Gators A, Tyson Holt. Center Grove Aquatic B, Kyan Wilson. Duneland A, Daniel Vitt. Boilermaker B is Thomas Glassmaker. Avon A, Ben Bowsher. Flashes Aquatics A, Richard Lee. Summit City B, Noah Connor. And for Irish Aquatics B, it's Garrett Wernz.
So Duneland still in first, and Flashes Aquatics second because of a great butterfly leg from Noah Sharp. And it looks like Greenwood Gators moving up into third as well in lane number 1.
Yeah, Greenwood Gators looks like they've gotten around Avon Community into that third spot, coming up on just a little less than 50 meters to go now in freestyle for the leader, Duneland.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for third. And it might be a battle for first as well.
Could be. Flashes Aquatics in 6 has not given up on perhaps the win in the heat yet.
Not yet. Duneland's definitely still in control in lane number 3.
Yeah, it looks like Duneland, their A team's going to win this final event of SwimFest here. Out of lane 3, 13-14 boys 400 meter medley relay. Third heat in a time of 4:41.64.
All right.
Flashes Aquatics A team got second, 4:43.40, and getting third in lane 1. Greenwood A in a time of 4:46.71. Swimming has concluded at SwimFest here at the Indiana Swimming SwimFest 2024 Long Course Championship, sponsored by Speedo. We've still got the entire awards presentation to come up here with the voice of the pool deck, Mike Miles, here shortly. We've got our awards for the 13-14-year-olds in the 400 medley relay. And Mike will have all the individual high point awards and all the team awards as well.
Plenty of hardware still to give out here at the IU Natatorium.
Looks like the official count on the records here this weekend, Griffin. We had 14 meet records set and 8 Indiana Association records set.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Here in 2024, an Olympic year, a year where Indiana swimming did so well across the board, and it didn't stop at Olympic trials. It you know, it bled all the way into the Indiana Swimming SwimFest.
Yeah, I think we had at least one meet record broken in every final session here, Thursday through Sunday here at the IU Natatorium.
I think you're right. I think the only session might have been the 10 and under session this afternoon where no meet records went down, but pretty much every other finals had one or more meet records go down. And for 8 association records to get wiped off the record board is pretty unbelievable.
Yep. These athletes bring it at the long course championships every summer, and they did certainly once again this year for the combined age group SwimFest.
Yeah, again, this meet's just so special because there's so much influence and so much passion from all of the athletes across the board. And like I said earlier, it's a privilege for the younger guys to get to watch and see the process of these high school athletes that are so strong, and even college athletes who do amazing things representing their university. And then on the flip side, it keeps the high school kids young, keeps the college kids young to get to watch and see the joy of just pure racing from the 11, 12, and 13, 14-year-olds. It's a really cool dynamic. First SwimFest meet since 2016, a tradition in Olympic years to bring the age group state championships and the senior state championships together again in the same competition. Was then able to take place in 2020 and 2021. And so now it's back in 24, and a great celebration of Indiana swimming as a whole.
Great job again by the IU Natatorium staff here hosting SwimFest here in 2024. I want to thank Ed Merkling and his staff. Great job. Also Dave Thibodeau of the Natatorium here. He helped us out with an internet issue on Thursday to get going, so thanks to him. I want to thank I want to thank Connor Collier. He ran a production truck for us here all weekend here at the IU Natatorium for our broadcast. Also thanks to Cooper Van Dreesch. He was anchored our coverage at the senior prelims 3 of the 4 days over at Center Grove High School, so thanks to him. Of course, thanks to Indiana Swimming and Executive Director Tony Young as well here.
Who's also a meet director this weekend.
Yes.
Tony was a busy guy.
Yeah, he was the meet director over at Center Grove.
Yeah, so
meet directors for this event were Stacy Finney, Paul Stockett, Lucy Duncan, and Tony Young. Also thanks to Franklin Regional Swim Team, the meet host along with Indiana Swimming. Thanks to all the officials as well, officiating the meet. Meet referee Lucy Duncan here at the Nat, Mickey Smythe over at Center Grove, and Troy Tricker was the administrative referee. And we're going to go down to Mike Miles for our first awards presentation here of what will be our final awards break of SwimFest.
(13-14) girls 400 medley relay. 8th place, Fort Wayne. Swim team, their A relay, Trent, Boland, Worrell, and Pattison. 7th place, Carmel B, Daly, Kate. So we got Kate Daly, we got Kate, Claire Kate, Maria Daly, and Sereno. In 6th place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers A, Hines, Wynn, Wolf, and Ackerman. 5th place, Munster A, Bushman, Turfler, King, and Geisinger. 4th place, Irish Aquatics A, Barnes, Gunther, Bill Geiser, and Browning. 3rd place, Duneland A, Kelstrom, Bonez, Draves, and Law. 2nd place, Southeastern Swim Club A, Patton, Dykeman, Bogards, and Hayes. And the 2024 13-14 girls 400 medley relay champions are Carmel A, Isabel Harger, Helena Weller, Ellie Clark, and Madeline Younkus. Ready now for the award presentation, 13-14 boys 400 medley relay. In 8th place, Lake Central Barracudas A, Pacheco, Kalis, Nowinski, and Billingsley. In 7th place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers A, Senior, Fishman, Gannon, and Akhtar. 6th place, Irish Aquatics A, Cummins, Barnes, Wells, Grayson Wells, and Sawyer Wells. In 5th place, Summit City Aquatics A, Patrick Collins, Josiah Collins, Brooks, and Sievers. 4th place, Center Grove, Lavery, Quadros, Zia, and Groniger. 3rd place, Indiana Swim Club A, Zhao, Huang, Kovacs, and Vincent. 2nd place, Zionsville Swim Club A, Heiser, Meyer, Slater, and McQuiston. And the 2024 champions in 13-14 boys 400 medley relay, Carmel Swim Club A, Aaron Trent, Mac Allen, Gabriel Wang, and Donald Zhao. All right, are we ready for High Point Awards? Where are my awards people? Hello. You ready for High Point Awards? Let's do it. In 11 and 12 girls, your High Point Award winner from Carmel Swim Club with 117 points, Kate Allen. Kate Allen, High Point for 11 and 12 girls. In 11 and 12 boys, your High Point male from Elkhart United Aquatics with 117 points, Landon Williams. And understand that he already got his trophy and he's gone. In 13-14 girls, individual High Point, your winner with 120 points from Carmel, Ellie Clark. In 13-14 men, High Point, with 120 points from Indiana Swim Club, Peter Kovacs. Senior women, with 79 points from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Emily Wolf. Senior men's high point. From Fort Wayne swim team with 73 points, Owen Denker. In the 11 and 12 girls team scoring, your champions Carmel Swim Club with 592 points. 11 and 12 boys team scoring, your champions Carmel Swim Club with 712 points. 13-14 girls team scoring, Carmel Swim Club 705 points. 13-14 men's team scoring, Carmel Swim Club with 701 points. Senior women's team scoring, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers with 744 points. Senior men's team scoring, Boilermaker Aquatic with 602 points. In the age group championship, the top 10 teams get trophies. In 10th place from Southeastern Swim Club is Southeastern Swim Club with 553 points. In 9th place, Center Grove with 594 and 1/2 points. 8th place, Zionsville with 617 and 1/2 points. 7th place, Flashes Aquatics with 718 and 1/2 points. 6th place, Valparaiso Swim Club with 740 and 1/2 points. 5th place, Indiana Swim Club with 872 and 1/2 points. 4th place, Fort Wayne Swim Team with 988 and 1/2 points. 3rd place, Irish Aquatics with 1,025 points. 2nd place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers with 1,256 points. And your age group team champions, Carmel Swim Club with 3,502 points. In the Senior State Championship, we recognize in combined scoring the top 3 teams. In 3rd place, Carmel with 610 and 1/2 points. In 2nd place, Boilermaker Aquatics with 1,052 points. And in Senior State combined team scoring, your champions, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers with 1,133 points.
Thanks to Mike Miles for all his. Oh,
Looks like
all up combined team scoring, the top
Mike's
three.
doing combined.
Third place, Fort Wayne Swim Team with 1,537.5 points. Second place, Fishers Area Swimming Tigers with 2,389 points. And your SwimFest combined senior state and age group champions, Carmel Swim Club with 4,112.5 points. Now pull out a clean sheet of paper. We're going to have a quiz.
Mike Miles always coming in with the jokes.
And so, as you heard Mike Miles there with those awards presentations, thanks to Mike for all his hard work at SwimFest throughout these 4 days. And Griffin, as you heard there, Carmel won the age group team championship and this combined SwimFest state championship as well. And it's been quite a summer so far for their head coach, Chris Plum. And I say so far because he's headed to Paris and the Olympics as an assistant coach for the United States swim team.
Yeah, really happy for Chris to get named to the team. He's in Croatia right now with the team trip to the Olympic Games. It's super fun to be, a former swimmer of his, to be an alumni, to have taken part in so many of these great meets, and it just helps. It just helps you reflect on how amazing swimming is in the state of Indiana. And the SwimFest, like I said before, it's a celebration of that. And Carmel's a great club, but Carmel wouldn't be what it is without everybody else. Fishers wins the senior state competition. So there's a lot of great clubs, and Fishers with their Olympian and Luke Whitlock. Just unbelievable from across the board. And these Olympians aren't just coming from colleges and professional swimmers. 3 high school swimmers from the state of Indiana made the team. It's just unbelievable stuff out of the state of Indiana, and you know where it starts. It starts right here at the age group state championships, at the SwimFest championships, and we could potentially have seen some future Olympians here this evening at SwimFest.
Oh, absolutely. It was a tremendous 4 days. Griffin, a lot of fast swims. Thanks for all your hard work as well.
Of course, it was a blast. I love being here, and one more year swimming at Tennessee. It's a whole lot of fun studying sports media and swimming at the same time, and I appreciate you, Eric, and Tony for letting me hop on a mic anytime I can.
All right, appreciate that. That's going to wrap up our coverage here for Indiana Swimming SwimFest, the 2024 Long Course Championship, sponsored by Speedo on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel. 4 days of coverage here on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel. That'll do it here from the IU Natatorium in Indianapolis. For Griffin Hadley, I'm Eric Eaton saying so long, everyone, and thanks for watching.